The AccuWeather forecast next on 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
sabugs.com. Pied Piper Pest Control, 826-2030.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 6:05. Time for a quick check of KTSA Time Saver traffic.
Good morning. Mostly road work to slow you down on 35 northbound approaching Walsham. This road work has the roadway reduced to one lane, almost a 20-minute delay. Stop and go from Rittiman. Southbound 35 approaching Randolph, only the left lane open, 5-6-minute delay. Stop and go from Pat Booker Road. Northbound 35 Thousand Oaks, just the left lane is open. And southbound 35 approaching Evans, this road work has just the left lane open. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
A beautiful day on tap with mostly sunny skies for our Tuesday, the high of 86. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, the low dipping down to 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in the Hill Country. Partly sunny and warmer as we head into Wednesday, though, the high up to 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
We've got clear skies and 64 degrees right now at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
Hey, it is National Police Week.
Nice.
So, just want to start the show off right this morning and saying to all the blue, we love you. We back the blue 110%. To your brother-in-law, AJ, to my nephew, who is also AJ, who is a detective on SAPD, to officers out in Selma like Terra Nova, and, of course, my very good friend, Detective John, and the other crew. We just think about you all the time, but particularly this week. So if you see somebody in the blue, buy them lunch, buy them dinner, whatever you see, and take care of them this week. It's National Police Week. Memorial Day, Police Memorial Day.
Right.
Is coming up this Friday.
Nice. Well, not nice, but we remember the folks who have
Absolutely.
given everything in the line of duty, and, they get a lot of crap, our law enforcement people. They get a lot of crap tossed at them. Whether it's just an ordinary traffic stop or it's culturally or politically, they got big targets on their backs. And so, buy them lunch, buy them a cup of coffee, buy them a beer if you're able to, and show your appreciation.
That's what I say. That's what I think we ought to do. This week is very special, but any time, actually. Okay, so El Presidente is leaving to go to Beijing.
Yes, he is.
Beijing. And he's going to be meeting with Xi and whoever else he's going to be meeting with, and this is prior to him leaving.
For the time being, the ceasefire remains in place.
It's unbelievably weak, I would say. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support. They understand these are all medical people. Dr. Oz, life support is not a good thing. Do you agree?
Bad prognostic.
I would say the ceasefire is on massive life support, where the doctor walks in and says, sir, your loved one has approximately a 1% chance of living.
The ceasefire has 1% chance. He's looking at getting rid of the federal gas tax, which is going to be about 18.4 cents that we can save. Look, here's where we are right now on day 74.
Right.
Iran is stringing us along. Iran is playing games. The only thing that Iran is offering is to open the strait. Everything else is on our side. In other words, they got a list of demands for us to meet that we have to do, and on their side, there's only one thing that they have to do, this is according to Iran, and that's open the strait. To hell with that. So bomb the hell out of them. Bomb them back into submission. Open the strait, President. You've now got France, and you've got the UK, and you've got others who are saying they're going to help open the strait. Open the strait, get the oil and all the goods and the fertilizer and everything going through there, and every boat that Iran sends our way, you sink it. You sink it. And then you tell Iran, we're running the show. You ain't running the show. You meet our demands. We're not meeting yours.
Well, I mean, he was funny about it. I mean, I get the life support thing is great. That's hilarious. He's going to have to be a hard ass. It just, I don't know, man. It's just something feels off here. Now, I trust the president that he knows stuff that you and I don't. But why is the peace deal on life support? Why are they holding off? I mean, we've been talking for a while now about how the people who are left, the leadership that is left, some of whom they're saying might take off and go to Russia or what have you, okay, to save their own asses, right? We were hearing that yesterday. Mm-hmm. But the ones who are left, whomever it is, like we've been saying, are religious zealots. What do you leverage them with? If you bomb the crap out of the country, you're just going to kill you're going to end up killing a whole lot of civilians, taking down the infrastructure. I mean, I agree with you. It's what he's going to have to do. Uh-huh. But it just seems like we're not making any headway on this thing, and I'm not exactly sure why.
And that's why the president has to go back to maximum campaign, because they aren't negotiating. Iran is not negotiating.
No.
Iran is insulting us at this point. They're not negotiating in good faith. And you know what? They never have. They have never, in their 47 years of being in charge over there, not even one time have they in good faith negotiated. And people like Barack have given them all kinds of money trying to buy their favor, and they killed Americans with our own money. So, look, Mr. President, just open up the strait. You can do it. Just open up the strait, get the oil flowing, get the oil prices down. The other thing that you should do is go to the international body called the UN. You're not going to get any help, but just go make your case so that everybody understands. You can look up international law, and Iran, by closing the Strait of Hormuz and charging $2 million a tanker, Sean, they're already in violation of international law. There is already international law that you cannot close these international waterways and prohibit free trade and commerce from moving through those international waterways. They are already in violation of international law. So go and tell the world body they are in a violation of international law. We're going to bomb the hell out of them until they stop it, till they quit. We're just going to we're going to make it happen.
you're gonna have to bomb the hell out of them, but at the same time, I mean, I get what you're saying. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you, but up to this point, Trump himself has said the international bodies don't matter.
Right.
NATO doesn't matter. The United Nations doesn't matter.
Right.
What these people think doesn't matter. Europe doesn't matter. I mean, thanks for like jumping in at the last and the final reel here, but we haven't exactly counted on them for anything up to this point.
Right.
So what's he going to go say to them? I mean, what?
Well, just that, here's the international law. They've closed the strait, so they're in violation of international law. So we're going to go open up the strait. We're going to hold that regime accountable. If we have to kill them all, we'll kill them all. But we're going to stop this. We're going to stop this nonsense now. We're not meeting their demands. They're going to meet our demands, and that's the way this thing is going to roll. The only reason you go do that is so that you're crossing every T and dotting every I.
I get
so
that.
that nobody can say to you, look what you did in violation of it. No, we didn't. We went to the international body and we explained this whole thing to them. Then we took business. We handled business. It's time to handle business.
I mean, that's the only way to really. I mean, I get what you're saying. That you could say, well, we went to you guys. Well, just like at the beginning of this thing, we asked you guys for help, and you guys had commissions and meetings and dithered about it. I mean, how do you negotiate with somebody who doesn't care if they live or die? I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking here.
Well, boom.
They've never negotiated in good faith because, again, they're religious zealots. They don't really care what happens.
And they never met a Donald Trump.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you're answering your own question, man.
What's that?
You don't negotiate with people.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to, I guess, not worry about the civilians or the infrastructure or the people they put on bridges and any of that crap. I
hate to be a Lebowski, but as far as the civilians and infrastructure, bummer.
Well, I mean, I don't know how else you do it because we're up to this point and they haven't negotiated at all. I mean, aren't they still asking for like reparations and crap like that?
Yes, they are saying we'll open the strait, but you've got to do all these things.
Right.
No, baby, it's on the other way. Donald Trump has to say to them, this is the way it's going to work. You're going to meet our demands, and the bombs are going to keep flying until you do. I'm not screwing around with you guys anymore. I'm going to open up the strait so we can bring down the price of oil, get fertilizer flowing to these countries. The UAE is now on our side. They're now bombing Iran.
Right.
So sending them back. India, Modi said yesterday, well, we're going to have to go back to our COVID deal. I need everybody to work from home to save fuel. No more international travel to save fuel. Mr. Modi, no. Do not change a thing you're doing in India. You live your life. Don't let these fools hold the world hostage. The world can't do that. And right now, they're holding us hostage because of 509 and 510 and 520 gas prices. They're holding us hostage. To hell with that. We're going to take this back. You don't hold the United States hostage. You don't tell us.
Been.
I know.
They have been. They've been doing exactly that.
That's right. You don't tell us. We tell you.
No, I get what you're saying, but, okay. I mean, then you got to be about it if that's the way you're going to be.
That's right.
But, we keep having this discussion, and then a week later, negotiations are going well. We're back at the table. Oh, we're 48 hours away. We've been at this dance now for 70-odd days.
47 years.
No, I get what you're saying. Right, 47 years. But they're still not responding. They're still not doing anything as far as agreeing to the nuke stuff, to the strait, or any of this. Why do we expect that they will at some point?
Exactly. Why would we expect that they will? Because here's my point. Donald Trump is falling into what has happened to every other president for 47 years. He's playing footsies with these people now because that's how they do it.
That's how I feel about it.
Yes. They have played every American president since Jimmy Carter back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And they continue. At some point, this is the guy we're depending on to say, no more. That's a bridge too far. No, this far and no further, sir. Whatever those lines from those famous movies that are, you're not doing this to us anymore. We're ending this as of right now. You've done it for 47 years. Every president since Jimmy Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them.
You
have done this. And now you're starting to do it to me. And you ain't going to do it to me, big boy.
Well, he's got to have that red line then. We haven't seen it yet.
Yep. Okay, well, don't you think this meeting with Xi is a pivotal point, and when he's going to make a decision, he might be telling Xi tomorrow, hey, dude, I'm bombing them in 36 hours.
You know what, Jimmy? I think he's going to – you're exactly right.
Yeah.
This is something I was thinking about. He's going to tell Xi, baby, we're going to unleash now while I'm here.
Right.
I'm not going to wait to get home. The B-52s are in the air right now from Kansas. It's over. We got to go.
Right.
We are Ware and Rima. Let me tell you about my friends over at Texas Rhino Shield. Now, Texas Rhino Shield is an unbelievable product for the beauty and protection of your home. Like nothing else you've ever seen. Certainly not like any paint you have ever seen. And there's some high-quality paints out there, but they're only good for a few years. You know why? The South Texas sun is incredible. It burns down on that paint. The paint fades, then it chips, then it cracks, and then it starts to come apart. Then your critical structures of your home are all exposed to the elements. You can prevent that with Texas Rhino Shield. How? Rhino Shield is 9 times thicker than paint. It's a ceramic coating, okay? It comes in every color imaginable. It goes on any surface you want them to put it on. They can cover your entire house in Rhino Shield if that's what you want. We love the way it turned out for us at the warehouse. They came out, they cleaned every square inch of the house, which was a beautiful thing when they did that. They repaired a few boards I needed repaired. They did all this for me, and then they applied the Rhino Shield and gave me a 25-year warranty. That's right. The Rhino Shield comes with a 25-year warranty. Find out more and mention Trey Ware on their website, TexasRhinoShield.com. Tuesday, May 12th, mostly sunny. A few clouds around, high of 86 today. 62 right now, KTSA.
Good morning. This road work on 35 southbound approaching Evans. They are in the process of picking up those construction cones. However, we still have road work set up at 35 northbound Thousand Oaks. Just that left lane is open. Southbound 35 as you approach Randolph Boulevard, only the left lane is open. And 35 northbound approaching Walsham, still our heaviest delay this morning. Road work has the roadway reduced to 2 lanes, 30-minute travel time. Stop and go from Rittiman. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Ware and Rima.
Somebody that I'm really, really close to has asked me about Evolve Medical Group for the man in her life. And I have no problem whatsoever recommending Evolve Medical Group to anybody. My family members, and this person is considered a family member. Both of them are considered family members to my family. And so friends like you and everybody else, I can tell you my story with Evolve Medical Group. If you're having pain and limited movement, I want you to know about Evolve because I want you to know they have helped me. I am now back to working out, something that I've always enjoyed doing. I love lifting weights. It's just always been my thing. I don't know why. It's just an enjoyable thing for me. And since I was a little kid, I lifted weights until the past few years. My arthritis in my hips and my arthritis in my ankles and knee and just lower back, all that stuff has gotten way too bad. I could barely walk, much less lift weights. Well, guess what? I'm back to lifting weights. Thanks to Rodney. Thanks to the team at Evolve Medical Group. PRP, stem cells, hormone replacement, GLP-1 medications, primary care. It's all waiting for you with the expertise of people who pay attention to you, who focus on you, and help you feel your absolute best. It's EvolveMedGroup.com.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. One company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at WeLoveYourDog.net.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
Debbie, Harry, Blondie, one way or another, I'm going to get you. 623, we're Ware and Rima, KTSA.
You know, it's been so long since I've watched Netflix, I don't even remember if I have a password. I don't watch Netflix ever. I got sick of it at some point because it's just this kind of the same crap over and over again. And maybe I'm just getting burnt out on TV in general, but I haven't watched Netflix, so I didn't see the Kevin Hart roast Sunday night, which made the news yesterday, obviously. And I'm not a fan of Pete Davidson. I know a little about him. I remember he was a big deal there for a little while. He was hooked up with the Kardashian chick for a while. That was kind of his claim to fame.
He's been with all of them.
Yeah, apparently.
Boy gets around.
They're roasting Kevin Hart, and I guess I don't know if I'm getting old and square or if I just don't have the stomach for certain kinds of humor anymore. But he made a Charlie Kirk joke, which I'm obviously not going to repeat on the air. And I understand that things are mean right now and things have gotten meaner, not because of Trump, but in the wake of Trump, and that people just think the meaner a thing I can say about somebody I disagree with, the funnier apparently I am, or the more culturally relevant I am. I think that second thing is probably it. You know, I could be culturally relevant by making a Charlie Kirk joke. But my God, man, it's barely been, 9 months since his murder?
September 10th.
September 10th. And these are the kinds of jokes. And I didn't actually watch it. I read about it, that I guess the crowd even was kind of like, if I should laugh or not laugh. The fact that they don't know if they should laugh or not laugh, I think also tells you something. And maybe I'm just, as I creep up on 60, I'm just getting to that point where I just am so sick of the so-called mean humor. And I know it makes me sound like a prude, and I've never been that guy. I've always had a pretty open mind when it comes to humor, and I've always liked kind of dark stuff myself. But this is just, you mentioned the great line, a bridge too far. I think culturally we've gone a bridge too far as well, to where making death jokes about people is kind of routine now. I am starting to see your argument. You've been saying for a while that there's a desire to normalize the idea of conservatives being assassinated and murdered. In that there's something cool about that, or funny about that. Not to mention, you unload the Nazi rhetoric and the racist rhetoric unrelentingly. Yeah, crazy people are going to think they're justified in trying to do something horrible to stop the Nazi horde of the racism or whatever. But the humor from people who, frankly, probably should know better, I've just had my fill, man. I don't find it interesting. I don't find it clever at all.
Two things from my side of the table. One is it was a sick, horrific joke.
Oh.
This was horrible. And the fact that we're not repeating it on the air, that I'm not playing it on the air, it tells you all you need to know about the joke itself. It's just horrific. I'll make it three things. The second thing is, again, normalizing the death of conservatives, making sure that it's funny so that they can kill more conservatives. And number three, my two famous words, death cult.
Yeah, it really is. It really has become that. And I pushed against that idea for the longest time because I didn't see the sort of the religious aspect of it. But it is a kind of religion for these people. In that we talked about this yesterday. The ends justify the means. Conservatives are so horrible. And yet, who's the real Nazi in the room? I was reading about this young woman with the orange hair and the ring in her nose, who set the GOP headquarters on fire down there in New Braunfels or whatever.
Comal County.
Mm-hmm. And she, in the note she left behind, she's got a Nazi symbol on it, while simultaneously calling conservatives Nazis. You want to run that by me again? How does that work?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, we are Ware and Rima, KTSA at Window World. They have an amazing product for you in their replacement windows. In fact, I've got any number of reasons why Nancy and I made the decision years ago to buy Window World windows, and that's why I like to tell you about Window World windows, because of our experience. Now, first of all, I've known their owner, Martin Bamba, for 40 years, and I know I can attest to you that he's a great guy. And that goes through the entire system over there with all of their people at Window World. Number two is it's locally and family owned. So, if you need to talk to the owner, you talk to the owner, right? It's really cool being a local family-owned business. Dedicated completely to your happiness when it comes to the windows from Window World. They have industry-leading warranties that can't be beat. They have certified master installers to put those windows in, so you don't have to worry about some jackleg coming out to your house doesn't know what they're doing. The best price guarantee. That's all cool. All these things were in the positive column when Nancy and I were looking at them, and then to top it all off, you research the Window World windows and you find out they are the most energy-efficient rated windows on the market, bar none. And that's not Martin telling you that. That's not me telling you that. That's those agencies that rate those things. So I can tell you personally, the cold air stays outside or stays inside during the summer months, and the hot air stays outside, and vice versa during the winter. Their design center at 410 between Broadway and Nacogdoches is gorgeous. Stop on in there or simply call them. They'll come to you. Window World Windows, 210-767-0995.
Ware and Rima, on air and online every morning.
And actually, they become hot as a pistol, so what can I tell you?
Watch the show weekday morning 6 till 10, only on KTSA.com.
Difference makers. You run into difference makers every once in a while in your life, and you wish you would have known them sooner. And that's the case with me and here in Texas and all the audiologists there. Dr. Sally's their lead person, but they have a bunch of audiologists, and they are continually growing it here in Texas because they're helping people reconnect with life. And I can tell you, as somebody who has had a lifetime of hearing loss, an absolute lifetime of hearing loss, there's nothing like being able to hear to reconnect with life. The first time Sally put those hearing aids in me, I heard my wife. Just think about that. We've been married 43 years, and I heard her instead of listening through a window, which is what I'd been doing all those years. I actually heard her, and it's just amazing. Sean's had a similar experience with his hearing loss, which was pretty profound as well in very noisy places. But even Sean will tell you, sitting here every day, that here in Texas it made a big difference in his life as well. So I want you to just check them out. They accept TRICARE. And they're ready to see you right away to do an evaluation of your hearing and to help you hear better and reconnect with life. Here in TX.com.
The Buyer Boys are your trusted one-stop shop for AC, plumbing, electrical, and water well services. Save big with 0% financing for 25 months on any repair. Call the Buyer Boys.
See Buyer Boys for details. License TACLA 13624E.
Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
President Trump's about to go to China for the first time in 9 years, and he's taking several CEOs with him. Trump also wants to suspend the federal gas tax to bring the price of fuel down. A human smuggling operation out of Mexico taking the blame for 7 bodies found at or near railroad tracks since Sunday. Bodies have been found in both Laredo and San Antonio. And an investigation in Gillespie County has got a FedEx driver now facing drug charges. These stories and others coming up 7 o'clock. KTSA News Time 6:33.
Good morning and heads up. Getting reports of a rollover accident on the northwest side. This report sponsored by Mattress Firm. Fredericksburg Road northbound right at Hillcrest, northwest side of town. Getting reports of a rollover accident. Got a left lane blocked. We've got emergency vehicles on scene, so hopefully this will clear soon. Road work continues on 35 northbound approaching Walsham. This is our heaviest delay, 20 minutes. Stop and go from Rittiman, right lane closed, roadway reduced to 2 lanes. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Enjoy the pleasant temps today. It'll heat up for the rest of the week. Mostly sunny with a high of 86 this afternoon. Clear to partly cloudy. Comfortable tonight. 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in the Hill Country. Partly sunny on Wednesday, the high up to 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
64 degrees, mostly clear. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
I always liked her. I always liked her.
Who, this?
Oh, no, this is Corey Hart.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
Corey.
Who's her?
Yeah, I was like, Corey Hart. You like her? Like Corey is. She's cute.
I lost my mind. I was listening to something else in my headphones. Corey Hart, wearing my sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Well, she's cute, too. You didn't know Corey was a tranny?
I didn't know.
I was going to ask. Was he trans-ricoed?
I didn't know.
Corey Transrico.
Were you thinking Kim Carnes?
You know,
Betty Davis.
That's a good one.
Is that who you were thinking?
No,
of?
I was thinking, Here Comes the Rain Again with the Eurythmics. Annie Lennox.
Oh, Annie Lennox.
Annie and Dave.
Those
Here
synthesizers are kind of similar.
They are, can you play that now? We'll show everybody. We'll show the comparison between the two.
Not to mention,
pretty much the same.
You and I were talking just before we went on the air about how a lot of the folks that we grew up with are really, really old right now. And have you seen Annie Lennox lately?
Yeah. Well, he played Debbie Harry a minute ago, and I said, I can't believe Debbie Harry's like 83.
Yeah.
83 something.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't look it up, but I could look it up real quick, but I think she's somewhere around it. Debbie
One way or the other, we get old,
man.
One way or the other.
She's 80.
She's 80.
She's
Debbie
hit the
Harry
rapture.
is freaking 80 years old, you know. So
it's crazy.
It is happening. I was telling you the guy. What's the guy's name? Richard from Seinfeld.
Kramer.
Kramer. Yep. That's what's his name?
I don't remember, but anyway, I saw a picture of him yesterday. He lays low ever since the incident where
he didn't look bad.
No, he looks fine. Yeah. He looks fine. But he's 74, 75 years old.
Michael Richards.
Michael Richards. How did he turn 75?
Yeah.
I love this Corey Hart song. It's a good song.
See?
But you know what?
They all run together in my head.
I liked the Kim Carnes, Betty Davis eyes. I think that's more similar to the sunglasses at night, don't you?
It's all the 80s, man. It all sounds the same.
Did y'all hear
to me at
about
this
Bonnie
point.
Tyler, by the way?
Oh, yeah. What's going on with
She
her?
had a heart attack over the weekend.
Yeah.
Bad heart attack over the weekend. They got her alive, but, it was a bad one. Why are you looking like that? Lane's like, can y'all move on? You're talking old singers, huh?
Total Eclipse of the Heart?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's a monster record.
Which is #1 at every karaoke bar in the universe.
It was huge. Save 50 cents a gallon on gasoline at 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, every month on the 7th and the 11th of each month through July 11th. Download their app, fill out the deal, and when you go fill up, you can save 50 cents a gallon at 7-Eleven.
So they can afford a 50 cents a gallon.
Well,
Circle K did 40 cents a gallon on their app.
Well, but what that tells you is, well, first of all,
Go ahead.
Well, I thought immediately they had 50 cents of profit built in. They really don't. This is just their marketing budget. They're spending money on their marketing budget.
Save enough money to get a Slurpee.
Well, I guess. Yeah, 50 cents a gallon. 50 cents a gallon, if you put I put I'm trying to figure out how much it was. I think I put 12 gallons in my car the other day. It was $74.
Boy.
And you were paying for premium.
Yeah, I have to. My car has to have premium.
Yeah.
And it was $5.10 a gallon, so it was $74 for 12 gallons.
Wow.
Go put it straight.
I'm the $5 and $10 guy, so I can kind of judge, where the gas prices are depending on how much $10 gets me. And I put $10 in yesterday. It didn't even get me half a tank of my little car, which normally it does.
That's why you were pushing a car up Eisenhower.
I was pushing my car up.
It made it to
I'm so
Eisenhower.
tired.
That's it. He had to push it the rest
And
of the way.
my car's 25 years old, so at this point,
working
it'll
out.
take insurance.
Yeah. Putting insure in it.
Sure.
That's what she
I
said.
put sure in my car.
That's what she said. She got
Point
a
of
whole
lane.
car. Bravo Real Housewives coming to Bernie. Does anybody care
really?
about? Do you watch Real Housewives? You used to.
I haven't watched it in years.
A lot of young people like that crap, man.
Yeah, it's called Secret Lives of Texas Wives. In the heart of the Texas Hill Country, Bernie, where wealth, beauty, faith, and family reign supreme. A tight-knit circle of Texas women. Among their Sunday sermons come forbidden romances.
In Bernie?
In Bernie?
Oh,
really?
you kidding me?
I'm not saying it doesn't go on. I just don't, immediately think of Bernie as a place where I love Bernie. It's a great town.
No, I can see
I
it.
believe you that people are, doing whatever.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean?
Well, Bernie has become the place. Bernie, New Braunfels, for all the people from California.
Oh, yeah,
they're
well,
all moved to
definitely.
Bernie and New Braunfels. So it's been huge. But, absolutely. Before then, Bernie, I've always had a great relationship with Bernie. But, man, the people up there, they're very cliquish.
I can see it.
It's small town America.
Well, not anymore.
Nah, it's big. It's pretty big.
They're going to have a
I'm
bucket.
sorry. I guess I'm the guy in the room. I'm just not interested in watching a show.
No, I'm with you.
Housewife
I'm
show
never
out
going to
of
watch
Bernie.
it. I'm never
going
to watch it. I don't care about it. I just thought I'd bring it up.
It's funny.
They're coming here.
It's a small town with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of money there.
God,
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of the horse girls live up around Bernie and have their horse ranches and all that, and land, and then the homes, the property taxes. They can afford it up there because they're loaded. Do you have a list of the cast members yet?
I didn't download it. I had the whole
I'm
story.
Be so embarrassed if I know one of these.
Oh my
girls.
God!
I'm gonna be like, damn it!
Well, it's not like they worked hard for their horse ranches.
No, that's exactly right.
They're good
They
housekeepers.
married you,
They're
married
good
into it.
housekeepers and ranch keepers.
Right.
Oh, well.
But, that housewife stuff is still extremely popular. I mean, think about what you're saying. They're doing a new show in Bernie. If the format really sucked and people were checking out, they wouldn't be doing that.
That is correct.
It's a hot product, man. I mean, people love that crap. I don't know why. I've tried to watch it, and I think it's nonsensical.
And a bunch of people have gone on to big-time fame. Bethany Frankel and people like that started in that Real Housewives thing that I haven't watched 10 minutes of it. Yeah.
But at this point, they're gold diggers.
I think it's today's version of the soap opera, the modern
Oh,
soap
sure.
opera.
No, of course
Absolutely it is,
Still big.
St. Mary's County, Maryland.
Ah, yes.
You know it?
Yes, I do.
Woman played a lottery by using the license plate HUJ 467. She won $50,000 on a pick 5 prize by playing that. That's her husband's old clunker license plate number.
I did see that. Yeah.
And she won $50,000 in Maryland. All right, one last thing here before we break. The president, he's improving D.C. Talked yesterday how he's donating his salary back and they're rebuilding the White House with his salary.
Right.
He went and the big beautiful pool. I'm sure everybody has seen the reflection pool by the Washington Monument.
Oh yeah, it's iconic.
It's most famous during the "I Have a Dream" speech, right? It's where everybody gathered to hear Martin Luther King and the whole thing. It is an iconic place. It had fallen into horrible disrepair.
Been that way for a long time. Yeah.
Barack Obama goes in and he spends about $40 million to clean it up. And here's what people said in 2012, right after the $40 million was spent to clean it up.
Being just cleaned and opened up a month ago, looks like nothing was done. It's real nasty.
The pool was closed for almost 2 years and underwent a $34 million renovation project.
It turned out to be 40.
It'd be nice if it was clearer water so that one could reflect without seeing the algae.
The first thought was, oh, that's kind of nasty.
Kind of nasty. So Trump comes along and he decides he's going to clean it up. for $1.3 million.
Right.
Okay. Now, there's a report in one of the Trump derangement syndrome news says a reflecting pool cost balloon to $13.1 million according to the records. And John Fetterman posted this on X. Stop this henpecking. $13 million. This is an iconic American place and was in serious disrepair. Get over your TDS. This is John Fetterman. And celebrate this as what's getting done for our nation's 250th. Babylon Bee's headline, Trump unveils plan to turn reflecting pool into a humongous water park. And they've got the slides. They got the slides. So here's the thing. I'll just finish real quick. Here's the thing. President Trump went in there. They drained that pool. Then they hauled out 18-wheeler tractor trailers full of trash and garbage that was in it. It's only a couple of feet deep.
It's not very deep at all.
But it was loaded with trash, 18-wheelers, bunch of 18-wheelers. And then he drove through it last week, and I put the video of him driving through it with the Beast last week. Now, what he's doing is he's having it painted vivid American flag blue.
Nice.
So when you look, the water's going to be clear, like in a pool, swimming pool, and you're going to get this big, beautiful, my pool is like this big, beautiful reflection of gorgeous blue coming back at you to reflect the American flag. He's doing it for the 250th, and he's cleaning it up. Well, he's being sued.
Of course he is.
He's being sued for beautifying the reflecting pool in the United States of America. The same group that's suing him over the ballroom is suing to stop him from doing this. Somebody needs to ask Barack where the $40 million went because Trump is doing it for 1.3.
Well, I was there actually. Last time I was in D.C. was when I first moved to Texas. So 2010, late 2010, I was there for that big. The other radio guy who had the big thing,
Glenn Beck, you can say his name, that's fine.
Beck, yeah.
Glenn Beck had a thing up there.
And I was there, and I grew up around that reflecting pool. It's always kind of looked pretty crummy, but even 16 years ago, it looked like something it just looked horrible. So God bless him for cleaning it up because that's our nation's capital. That's the capital of this country.
I want to know who Barack gave the $40 million to.
Oh, because
he didn't give it to the people to clean up the pool.
No.
You just heard the men on the street, just average citizens going, and this was right after Barack supposedly.
Right.
They didn't do anything here. This is the same as it was before they started. They didn't make any change.
It looked green it really just horrible looking.
It looks like San Antonio River.
Yeah, it's like the Potomac. The Potomac is awful, too.
And so Trump is cleaning it up, and it's going to be this nice, beautiful blue thing, and he's being sued for doing it.
But if Obama or a Democrat president did the exact same thing.
And that's the point. They didn't complain. That nobody said one word over Obama's $40 million project.
And it was
Not
40.
one.
And Trump did it for what? 1.3. Right. So, excellent question. Where'd the 40 mil go? Or 39, whatever it was.
But they didn't complain. No ABC reporting.
Of course not.
Nobody
you're
seeing
racist,
it.
Right?
Right.
I remember that a lot of people would eat their lunch there at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When it was really nice in the park and it was clean. But all the trash that you were talking about, I mean, so what happened? The people were just like, screw it, and just throw it. It used to be really nice, and like I said, everybody would eat lunch there.
But here's the deal. Now that it's going to be clear with a blue bottom, you can't throw trash in it now because you'll see it.
You'll see it.
And immediately it's going to be plucked out of there.
There's always a lot of people around the pool, year-round, even when it gets really cold, and you have people that set up their little political activist kiosks and crap, and they throw stuff in there and stuff. So I'm glad he did that. You're not going to be able to do that anymore.
We are Ware and Rima, KTSA, AI Readiness Assessment from Bridgehead IT. We talk a lot about AI, and AI is going to be it already is so important to business. Very important to your business being successful. But I'm going to take that another step. It's very important to your business's survival. Very survival of your business. If you're not on top of AI, if you're not maximizing AI, if you're not in the right place at the right time with AI, your business is going to go away. It truly is that simple. And I know that sounds kind of like hyperbole, but it's not. It is the reality of where we're going. AI is going to be more important in our lives than the internet. Think about that. It truly is, and particularly going to be more important to business than the internet. That's why I recommend you get in touch with Wes Bunch and his team at Bridgehead IT and get a full AI readiness assessment. Where are you with your AI? Maybe you got nothing going on. and it's time to get started. Maybe you've already got an AI thing, but what's happening with this? Am I on the right track? That's exactly what Bridgehead will discover for you. They're not here to sell you some sort of bot or some sort of trendy thing. They're here to give you a strategy to use AI, maximum usage and effectiveness for your business. Get this AI readiness assessment today from Bridgehead IT, bridgeheadit.com. AccuWeather Tuesday, May 12th, mostly sunny. A few clouds around 86 for the high, 62 now, KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a rollover accident on the northwest side. This report sponsored by Mattress Firm. Fredericksburg Road at Hillcrest, left lane block, rollover accident. Police on scene, directing traffic, emergency vehicles there. Doing our best to get that upright and out of there. Looks like the vehicle is now back on all four wheels, so it should be clearing soon. 35 northbound approaching Walsham. This road work has the roadway reduced to 2 lanes. 25-minute delay has you slow from Rittman. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, it's Sean. I actually have a Zoom meeting. My wife and I have a Zoom meeting a little later on this afternoon with our portfolio manager, our advisor from Trajan Wealth. We've kind of set the stage to start redirecting some of our investments and make some choices. As I tell you every day, I'm not a financial guy. That's why I depend on Blair's advice for stuff that maybe if you are somebody who's been in the investment game for a long time or you got a solid portfolio, you already know. You can also work with Trajan Wealth, though, and improve your portfolio, whether you're a guy like me who doesn't know much about this stuff and is still learning, or if you're somebody who's been at it for a long time. Talk to my friends at Trajan Wealth. They are fiduciaries, which means they always put your needs first. When you make more money, they make more money. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. I'm an actual client. This is a paid advertisement, and additional disclosures are available at TrajanWealth.com. Call them up today and go in for a complimentary consultation, 210-201-7100.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Now more than ever, Texas energy security is national security. That's why Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick have endorsed Jim Wright's re-election to Railroad Commissioner. Jim Wright understands how important Texas energy is to make sure we keep America first. Jim Wright is focused on making sure hostile foreign nations can never have direct ownership or indirect influence on Texas energy. And he's not stopping there. Jim Wright will keep radical militant Islamists out of Texas energy, protecting our infrastructure and our future. Look at Jim Wright's results. Record oil revenues topping $6 billion, fueling our economy. Jim Wright knows energy independence is national security, keeping Texas strong and America secure. He'll always stand firm for Texas. Jim Wright, protecting Texas energy, securing America's future. Re-elect Jim Wright for Railroad Commissioner. Election Day is May 26th. Political ad paid for by Texas Now PAC.
In phony TV ads, Mays Middleton says he's mega, but he's got no experience in a courtroom. Just a family trust fund and a new red hat. Mays isn't mega. He's the guy who sponsored a bill allowing mosques to build their own housing developments. Middleton admitted his bill, quotes, empowers mosques to use their land for housing development, paving the way for Sharia cities in Texas. To Islamic radicals, Mays is Mecca, not MAGA. The real Trump conservative?
Chip Roy running for office. You're doing a good job, Chip.
Senator Cruz agrees.
No one has fought harder to help President Trump make America great again. Texans deserve a fearless, proven conservative for Attorney General. That's why I'm supporting Chip Roy.
Take it from Ted. Chip Roy is the conservative choice for Attorney General. Proven MAGA warrior, experienced, and qualified to serve.
I'm Chip Roy, and I approve this message.
Political advertising paid for by Texans for Chip Roy.
You've worked your whole life to build that wealth. Have you protected it from lawsuits, probate, and predators? Voller Law Firm specializes in preserving family wealth for generations. Call 210-338-6983 or go online, vollerlaw.com. Tell them Joe Pag sent you to the Voller Law Firm.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know this one. Yeah. Fog hat.
The hat of the fog.
That's right. We're going to take us a slow ride down I-35 this morning. We're Ware and Rima, KTSA.
I got something to talk about, but as usual, I got distracted by something I saw on TV that we were just talking about. They were doing a segment with what are now called the Scouts. And, it's a bunch of Scouts. It used to be Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, obviously, and we're kind of both chuckling because there's a little girl there wearing pants. I guess she's just a generic Scout now, and some other folks. And the liberals just ruin everything, don't they? I mean, I hate to be like really, really just, typical ranting about liberals, but God, they couldn't even leave the Scouts alone, man. Now you can't even be gender specific with the Scouts.
When we looked up there and saw them, I said, look, it's the Scouts.
The Scouts.
The girls in pants now, and next year the boys will be in the dresses.
Well, absolutely.
The boys will be brownies.
When did gender become such a confusing issue? Like, I mean, I understand why it's contrived. Most of it's contrived to create new minority groups, essentially, that you can fight for and be a part of. But it's such bullcrap.
Yes,
man.
it is.
It really is.
You can just end it right there because it's such bullcrap.
It's just bullcrap. You also know that you're leading into I know we got big stuff going on in the world, but also the summer is kicking in, Memorial Day's on the way, and you know what happens to the news cycle. You know that maybe it's a slightly slower news cycle than you're used to when Benedict Cumberbatch getting into a road rage issue with another guy on a bike makes the freaking news, which now, before we even go there, I can see it in your face. I agree with you. No, listen to me. Listen to me. I was gonna say staged. You were thinking staged. I was thinking staged. A lot of people are saying staged because there's, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Staged.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because nobody gives a crap about Benedict Cumberbatch since the Marvel movies ended. He's a fine actor, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But only in Great Britain, only in the UK also. Do you have road rage with people on bikes, on bicycles?
Not even a motorcycle.
Not even a motorcycle, a bicycle. Benedict Cumberbatch, which is actually very difficult to say. Apparently, I think he supposedly ran a red light or something.
Several of them.
Several red lights on his bicycle.
Ooh.
And another bicyclist in the UK took issue with Mr. Cumberbatch not following the laws of the land and running a red light on his bicycle. And so they get into a little back and forth. Oddly, after several minutes of yelling at the other bicyclist, Benedict Cumberbatch starts talking to the press and signing autographs and talks about some upcoming projects. Yes, I'm thinking somewhat staged, more than likely. But it is kind of funny because here in San Antonio, road rage, what does that usually mean? Like, really extreme violence is going. I'm not advocating it, but, people get into road rage here and bad things happen. In the UK, you might get yelled at by Benedict Cumberbatch. You know what I mean?
An old washed-up actor.
And he's not even an old guy. He's a very good actor, but he's not, since the Marvel movies wrapped up, he's not really relevant.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, let me do one more thing before we take the break.
Sure.
Okay, because this is President at the White House yesterday.
We gathered here to begin Police Week. Very important, my friends. I won about 98% of the police in this country, and we're trying to figure out who were the other 2%, because nobody can figure that one out. Figure that. And we pay
It was Sheriff Javier Salazar, sir.
tribute to the heroes who keep America safe, and they are heroes
That was
indeed.
good.
This week especially, our thoughts turn to the officers who gave their lives in the line of duty, to all of the incredible police officers, sheriffs, deputies, law enforcement officers, all law enforcement. We want to thank you.
And we love you, and we appreciate you. We are Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it. They go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love the great deals on our versatile, reliable lineup. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Let us help you turn dream projects into reality. Visit your Ewald Kubota location today for the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select Kubota compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. So stop by any Ewald Kubota location or visit ewaldkubota.com.
Now through June 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
I have Texas Rhino Shield on my home. I love it, and I think you will too. Find out with a free in-home, no-obligation Texas Rhino Shield inspection. Find out if Rhino Shield is right for your home at TexasRhinoShield.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 7 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. President Trump wants to suspend the federal gas tax as fuel prices continue to rise. And he also says that ceasefire with Iran is hanging by a thread. And he's reminding what's left of Iran's leadership, the U.S. military is ready to get back at it if need be.
Military options remain. The President and other top officials have alluded to that. The Pentagon made clear that a key submarine has surfaced and is, let's just say, available for usage. And now in the Mediterranean Sea, a signal to Iran that as a ballistic submarine surfaces, that the military options remain.
It's correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Sheriff Javier Salazar thinks a body found near railroad tracks in Ware County is connected to the 6 people found dead in a boxcar in Laredo. Here's KTSA's Stacy Keene.
Sheriff Salazar said Union Pacific Railroad police found the man's body around 1:30 Monday afternoon near the tracks just outside Loop 1604. ICE investigators say the bodies in Laredo were part of a human smuggling operation Sunday afternoon. Police think the body found in Ware County was part of that same group. The medical examiner is working to identify the man and find out what killed him. Stacy Keene, KTSA News.
A FedEx driver accused of selling drugs while making deliveries in Gillespie County. Acting on a tip, the sheriff's office started watching Kenneth Hicks about 2 months ago. Undercover narcotics officers say they bought cocaine, THC pens, and other drugs from Hicks at least 4 times. Investigators say Hicks was selling cocaine to a number of unknown buyers in Gillespie County. Deputies and state troopers arrested Hicks last week. Well, video on social media shows Eric Clapton walking off stage early at a concert after some kind of an object was thrown at him. It happened on Thursday at a concert in Madrid. In a post on X, a user said, quote, "Some guy threw something to EC at the end, ending with no encore," end quote. The object appeared to be a vinyl record. Clapton's currently working on a European tour set to end this weekend in Germany. He'll return to the U.S. later this year for a short tour that's going to be running through September. KTSA News Time 7:02. Rob Thompson right here with KTSA Sports.
The Lakers wave goodbye. The Thunder sweep them 115-110. LeBron played his last game as a Laker? Maybe? Well, he finished off with 24 and 12. Unfortunately, Shai Gilgeous had 35. In the Eastern Conference, it's 2-2 as they head back to Detroit. Cleveland took them 112-103. Donovan Mitchell had 43. James Harden 24. In the NFL, the schedule is trickling out, and the Cowboys are going to start the season on Sunday Night Football, September the 13th, taking on the division rival New York Giants in MetLife Stadium. They're also going to have the Philadelphia Eagles at home on Thanksgiving Day. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver Traffic and your complete KTSA AccuWeather forecast up next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
President Trump doesn't trust backstabbing rhino Chip Roy because Chip Roy betrayed MAGA. Roy backed Liz Cheney and pushed to impeach President Trump.
The President of the United States deserves universal condemnation for impeachable conduct.
Then Chip Roy helped illegal aliens avoid deportation. And Roy even supported perverts and predators by siding with Gavin Newsom and the trans lobby to push transgender surgeries for children. When we fought back, Roy told MAGA voters, "You can kiss my ass." MAGA Mays Middleton stood with President Trump against perverts and predators, stopped radical transgender surgeries for kids, banned men from girls' sports, kicked trans perverts out of women's restrooms, and MAGA Mays banned radical Muslim groups from buying property in Texas and is stopping Sharia law in Islamic enclaves. That's why President Trump called Mays a MAGA champion with a conservative record that is second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton for Texas Attorney General.
Political ad paid for by the Mays Middleton campaign.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Facing production swings or a tough skills gap? Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals makes hiring easier. Find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster for contract and full-time jobs. Visit expresspros.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 7:05. Let's get a quick check of KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. We'll start with the good news. They just cleared that accident, that overturned vehicle at Fredericksburg at Hillcrest. That has now reopened. Still have road work 35 northbound approaching Walsham. Roadway reduced to 2 lanes has you stop and go from Rittiman, causing about a 25-minute delay. And then 35 northbound Thousand Oaks, this road work has just the left lane open. Stop and go from Loop 410. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about this early morning, give us a call on the traffic tip line at 210-785-2601, and we'll go and check it out. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
A beautiful Tuesday on tap before it heats up the rest of the week. Mostly sunny today, the high of 86. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in Hill Country. Partly sunny, warmer Wednesday, the high of 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Clear skies and 64 degrees right now at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
I want to start this hour with a couple of fun things.
All right.
And then we're going to get into the serious things.
It sounds like a plan.
But I've been looking at something I was telling you about earlier, and I talked to Elaine about it just a minute ago. I talked to both of you at the same time. Up in New Braunfels, they have this thing going on about the mayoral contest where they had a winner, but then the winner didn't reach the 50%, and so the winner's not the winner. His name is French. He didn't actually win because you got to get 50% before you win, so it's got to go to a runoff because his opponent had 38%, blah, 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 blah. Last night, the city council in New Braunfels decided they're going to fire the city attorney for putting him in that position, so the city attorney in New Braunfels was fired last night. It is a cluster. So
it's confusing, too. So the charter says one thing.
Well, the charter is superseded by the state law, which state law is you got to get 50%. So I'm going to get her to get, and she's already said she's going to chase down French, and we'll get him on. We'll get a further explanation of what's happening up in New Braunfels. It's a huge city now. I mean, it's not New York, but it's ballooned into a big city.
Yeah.
And it is a suburb, if you will, of San Antonio at this point. It's not in our ETJ, but it will one day. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
No. I'm just scratching. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I kind of what's going on with that whole area, we've talked about this before, is exactly what I saw happen with Denver in the suburbs, Colorado Springs and Denver, and it was all, people started moving in like crazy, and these little towns that were little towns kind of exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, what comes along with a lot of that stuff.
A lot of craziness. We can call it
that. In politics. And,
that's what I mean by craziness. The president was in the Rose Garden yesterday, which, by the way, it's really cool now that the people who go to the Rose Garden, they don't have to sit in the mud in some fold-up chairs. They actually have this big, beautiful patio with covered tables and nice seats, man, comfortable. Thanks to Donald Trump. And, who paid for that? Donald Trump. Donald Trump paid for their nice patio out there. So he went out there yesterday, and he was talking to members of our law enforcement community. We love you, law enforcement. But while he was speaking, there was a noise overhead.
I won a lot of races with that song. Uh-oh.
He looks up, and he goes, uh-oh.
I thought that was a drone. They make them in all different sizes nowadays. They can be very destructive, as you probably heard.
They can be very destructive, as you probably know.
Smidge, yeah.
But he did. He kind of jumped back for a minute.
Can we blame him for having any kind of reaction if he hears
No, they're
anything?
trying to kill the man.
Yes.
If there's a drone flying overhead, the first thing you're going to think is somebody's trying to kill me.
But it tells you about who he is, that he's able to make a joke still. You know what I mean? Even though he had a little bit of a reaction.
What are you going to do?
Right.
At this point, that's the only thing you can do is just kind of laugh it off because they're trying to kill him. And if you think they've made their last attempt, you're drunk. You need to go home because they're going to do it again. And they're going to do it again, and they're going to do it again.
Right.
They want the man dead, and we all know it, and we all see it, and we hear it in their stupid jokes about killing him.
No, yeah.
So,
and Trump's also right when he said, after the Correspondents' Dinner that, he's a president of impact. He's having an impact on the world, and that's exactly why
he's effective.
They want him gone.
He's effective.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what is happening here. When I put up the video yesterday about the Democrats in Virginia and they wanted to lower the age to get rid of all their people in the Supreme Court and replace them with puppets to do their will, Trump derangement syndrome, F Trump, kill Trump, all this stuff was the responses. Then we had the people who are the kindergartners. Well, the Republicans started it. Now we're going to do it. We're going to, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing here is to keep in mind, it has nothing to do with gerrymandering. My point was not about gerrymandering. My point, Sean, and everybody, my point was that the Democrats, if they're willing to fire or lower the age and effectively fire the Supreme Court members of their own Supreme Court to get puppets in there who will do what they want done to get the result they want, if they ever get back in charge of Congress and the presidency, the Constitution doesn't mean anything. It was Barack Obama who said the Constitution is nothing more than a piece of paper.
Well, and they lots of high-profile Democrats, even low-profile Democrats, have said over the years that it's outdated.
Yeah.
It was written by a bunch of old, rich, white guys,
slave owners.
Slave owners. It's not relevant today. And yet, you and I both know that the brilliance of that document is it's probably more relevant today than it was back then, in a sense.
If you pare it down to what it was originally,
right?
And this is why Democrats attack the Constitution as much as they do. The Constitution was meant to constrain the government, not the people. Okay,
right.
It was the law to control government, not the people. Democrats can't stand that, so they have, over time, incrementally, flipped it upside down. They have ballooned the size of government, and they use the Constitution to constrain the people. It wasn't written that way. The whole meaning, think of what they were going through in the 1770s. The whole meaning of that document, that wonderful, precious piece of paper, it was there to constrain the government because they had just come out from underneath a true totalitarian government.
It's the reason we exist as a country. We were an act of rebellion against an oppressive government. But that's why, people like AOC, and I like Jack's point yesterday that maybe, there's a little bait and switch going on here with her, being so stupid or maybe not.
Of course.
But that's why people like her reconfigure the revolution as being about, we're fighting against rich people. And that's why also they reconfigure or redefine your rights to keep and bear arms as really being about sportsmanship and collecting guns and hunting. And it's not really about putting up any resistance to an oppressive government, which is really the heart and soul of it.
100%.
They reconfigure and redefine the Constitution all the time when they're not saying it's irrelevant, because they want government in your life. They don't want people having their own rights and their own freedoms.
And they have made it very clear. Their principles are open the border, pack the U.S. Supreme Court, force hospitals to do trans surgeries on little children, and, of course, go after your guns, because the guns, as you just said, protect all the other rights. The reason the Second Amendment exists is to protect all the other amendments, all the other rights in the Constitution. That's not me saying that. That's not Trump saying that. The Democrats say that's what their plan is.
I think the guns thing is at the heart of it.
Of course
I think
it is.
all of this other stuff, even opening the border, really isn't about opening the border because you just want people to come here. Not even to a certain, about elections, yeah, it's about winning elections and maintaining power and putting warm bodies at the ballot box and all that stuff and increasing the census. But at the end of the day, what they really want to do is control everybody and take away your guns, and that's just another part of it. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not really about, it's like the trans thing.
Absolutely.
They really don't give a crap about trans people.
No. Okay, so I just want to trigger warn for any Democrat who may be listening right now. I got a trigger warning for you. You just pay close attention because it's going to hurt you a little bit.
No.
This is going to offend our Democrat listeners. Darrell Issa filed a resolution yesterday to reverse the 2 Trump impeachments, saying that the Democrats, and he's right, knowingly used false information and facts to impeach President Trump those 2 times. Dan Goldman and Adam Schiff, the leaders of those 2 impeachments. Democrat misconduct led to it. They broke every single rule. And you know what? He also said the Democrats are admitting that in private. They'll never say it on CNN, but in private they'll tell you that they broke every rule to impeach Donald Trump the first 2 times. Darrell Issa has filed a resolution to overturn it. Yay, go do it.
It would expunge it, and, it wouldn't make it go away. His point also, or a couple of folks were saying that I was reading about that, well, the being impeached never quite goes away. They can his political enemies can hold that over his head forever, but it would be largely ceremonial. But it would, they lied. They used bad evidence. They were false charges. If you or I were falsely accused of a crime, and it actually went to trial, and we were able to prove that we were falsely accused, you and I could go to a court of law and have that expunged and have that removed.
Well, what it does, you're right, and what it does is it exposes all of the lies, because then they're going to be able to bring all of those things that they did with the lies to impeach him into the public purview. They're going to be able to bring it out on CNN, on ABC, all these channels are going to be able to show, look, this is what Goldman did. Look, this is what Schiff did. Look, this is what Voldman did. This is what they all did, and it resulted in the impeachment, which is a false impeachment. So there you go. We are Ware and Rima, KTSA at River City Oral Surgery. Dr. Havercorn and his great team ready to take care of all of your oral surgery needs. We talk about wisdom teeth that may need to come out. You got a kiddo, it's, growing the wisdom teeth in, and it's a problem. He can handle all that, of course. But today, a lot of people have been talking about full mouth dental implants, and that's a really, really cool deal, especially when you get them from River City Oral Surgery. Why? Well, number one, and we talk about this a lot here on KTSA, number one is to clear up front pricing. He puts it all on the website, and that's it. That's the price. There's no runaround. There's no game. There's no gimmicks. There's no filing with insurance companies, and then you wait to find out what you're going to owe. You have no idea while you're waiting what you're going to owe. None of that. And you're not ever, ever, ever going to meet with a salesperson. They don't have any salespeople. So there's no games. There's no gimmicks. They're not trying to get some more money out of you. That's not the way it works at River City Oral Surgery. Then they got three different specialists who do the work at River City Oral Surgery. From an anesthesiologist, of course, to Dr. Habercorn, they've got 3 specialists who are involved in the implant procedure there. They are on top of it. They are simply the best in Texas when you're thinking about the full mouth dental implants, or whether it's just 1 or 2. Maybe you got a tooth that's missing and you need to get something in there. Well, River City Oral Surgery is the place to go. Log on today, find out more about them, and book your appointment at rivercityoms.com. Mostly sunny, a few clouds, a high of 86 today, 62 right now at KTSA.
Good morning. We've got some road work on the northeast side that's causing delays. 35 northbound approaching Walsham. Roadway reduced to 2 lanes. Stop and go from Rittiman, about a 10-minute delay. Northbound 35 Thousand Oaks. This road work has just the left lane open, and that's got you a bit slow from 410. We're starting to fill in now along 90 eastbound 211 on over to Loop 410. And that wreck at Fredericksburg at Hillcrest was a rollover accident that has completely cleared. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The Jack Show.
It's amazing. We have just similar tastes.
This afternoon at 3.
He's an incredible guy and a good guy.
On News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey, it's Sean. You know I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. This is a great year to talk to them. Whether you're having an issue with your HVAC, your plumbing, or your electrical, it's one company for the whole house. And now John Wayne is offering their service call for all for only $29. That's a $29 service call that'll cover 1 system, 2 systems, or all 3. It's your choice. It's a simple, low-cost way to get a professional look and clear direction before you spend more money. They aim to give you straight answers and clear options with no pressure, and they offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. But again, it's that time of year for John Wayne's Service Call for All for only $29. Service call can cover 1 system, 2 systems, or all 3. It's your choice. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company today, 210-293-6700 to schedule your $29 service call for all. Or check them out online, johnwayne.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
In phony TV ads, Mays Middleton says he's mega, but he's got no experience in a courtroom, just a family trust fund and a new red hat. Mays isn't mega. He's the guy who sponsored a bill allowing mosques to build their own housing developments. Middleton admitted his bill, quote, empowers mosques to use their land for housing development, paving the way for Sharia cities in Texas. To Islamic radicals, Mays is Mecca, not MAGA. The real Trump conservative?
Chip Roy running for office. You're doing a good job, Chip.
Senator Cruz agrees.
No one has fought harder to help President Trump make America great again. Texans deserve a fearless, proven conservative for Attorney General. That's why I'm supporting Chip Roy.
Take it from Ted. Chip Roy is the conservative choice for Attorney General. Proven MAGA warrior, experienced, and qualified to serve.
I'm Chip Roy, and I approve this message.
Political advertising paid for by Texans for Chip Roy.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
The Joe Pags Show, this afternoon at 5. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
1980, Gary Newman in my car. Cause 721 at KTSA.
The 80s takes me back, man. Takes me back. Well, just as a quick opinion before I hop into the story that I wanted to bring up here, Trump's going to be talking with Xi on Thursday. We've been talking about Iran off and on all morning about how, it's time to become a hard ass. It's time you got to stop worrying about infrastructure and you got to stop worrying, unfortunately, about civilians. They're not negotiating. They're demanding all kinds of crap from us. Nothing is happening with this thing.
Let me just real quick go back, because that's how I started. That's how I started the show this morning. My notes. Got to reopen Hormuz. They are making. Iran is making the demands on us at this point. That Iran is saying to us, this is what you're going to do for us to open the strait, and that's the only thing they're offering. To hell with that. I said this morning, an hour ago, bomb them until they're ready to say, okay, you can have what you want. They're setting the rules now. They're setting the rules of engagement of the game. Stop it and don't let them do that. Trump is falling into what every president since Jimmy Carter has done.
It's like we were saying earlier. It's just been this back and forth. And I understand the time frame on previous wars and all that, but I don't even know if that really factors in at this point, because we are in a different time than we were during the World War I, World War II, Korea, all that stuff. We're in a completely different era. And this back and forth, I suspect, and I don't know, this is just my opinion, that after he talks to Xi, after he goes to China, that's when things are going to start happening.
Well, we said that last hour, in that he's probably going to tell Xi, I'm going to start bombing right now. The B-52, B-2s are in the air right now.
Right.
But because
in other words, he ain't going to get anywhere with these idiots he's dealing with in Iran.
No, sir.
That's plainly obvious.
Well, and again, they started to play every president since Jimmy Carter. They held our guys for 444 days over there, and Jimmy did nothing about it. Neither did any of the rest of them. Barack sent them huge plane loads full of cash. This is what Iran has done, and I don't want to see Trump fall into the exact same thing that's happened to every president since then. It's time to open the strait. We can do that. We can, and as I said last hour, go to the UN and tell them that they're already in violation of international law. This is it's illegal as hell what they're doing by closing the strait. You're not allowed to do it.
Not that we give a crap about the United Nations or what they think, but you said earlier he's got to cross his T's and dot his I's, and I'm with you there. He's, and this is what we're going to do. I just think that the China visit is significant.
Sure it is.
Because they get most of their energy from, South America. Not in Iran and in the Middle East and South America. And so I think after he has that conversation with him, that's when you're going to start seeing some pretty, badass action.
Well, and we have to.
Yeah,
because they're not going to – what they are doing is they are stringing him along just like they have done to every other president. And I don't want to see Trump fall into that. He started strong. You got to finish. It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
And they know he's not going to let them pass on the nukes. They know he's not going to let them have control over the strait. They know all this crap that they're demanding is not going to happen. I go back to the idea that these are radicalized zealots who don't really give a crap if that country continues to exist or not.
Then send them to Allah.
So you're going to have to.
Send them
There's
to
really
Allah.
no other way to do it.
We will help. As the local attorney here said, we will help you on to your further course.
Well, and it's a shame that you're going to have to do that. Nobody wants that to happen. That's why it hasn't happened up till this point through, damn near half a century, because nobody wants to start basically wasting civilians who themselves live under an oppressive government. I just don't know what else you're going to do, because these guys are not negotiating in any way. Everybody knows.
Well, a lot of this can be done without harming too many civilians. Some will probably get caught up in it, but you're going to have to do something serious here, because they're the ones who are setting the rules. And you cannot allow that to happen, because every 2-bit, 10-pot dictator around the world will go, oh, yeah, hey, this is a model for how we do this now. We close a waterway, and then we'll bring the United States to their knees. Don't fall for it. We have the power. We have the advantage. They play by our rules. That needs to be our attitude in all of this.
Well, something needs to change, because, again, as I said in my disclaimer earlier, I don't know. We don't know all the information that a guy like Trump has, that the president of the United States has on what's actually going on here. But if you're observing, it just seems like, we're close to a deal. Well, it's not going to happen. The bombs are going to start falling. Well, we're close to a deal. Well, the bombs are going to start falling. And this is what we've been seeing over and over again. Something has to happen.
When we got to think about several weeks ago, we're on the 74th day now, what brought them to a point where they were even willing to talk was the massive campaign that we brought against them over and over. And that's what's going to end this thing, too.
I just think after this China trip, or maybe during or whatever, that's when things are going to start happening.
Sure. It's like I said, the reason the Japanese showed up on the Missouri
Well,
we don't want to do that. We don't want to use nukes. But the reason they showed up on the Missouri was they had no choice after Truman pulled the trigger.
But in a sense, though, religious nuts always do have a choice, which is just go to heaven.
Okay, bye.
Do you know what I mean? That
Okay, bye.
you can't, in a sense, you can't really leverage them to that point
You're right.
if they don't really give a crap
You're
if
right.
they continue to exist.
You're right.
So, also, just very briefly, Eileen Wang, were you? I mean, I'm laughing because it's funny, but it's not funny.
Oh.
Former mayor of Arcadia, California, apparently was working as an agent for the Chinese prior to becoming mayor. And when she was at city council, she didn't tell anybody. She was pushing a message, I guess they were handing her to put out there.
Propaganda.
And it's kind of like scary.
Well, the main question is how many others are out,
Right.
in positions of power, like an Ilhan Omar, that are working for other countries.
Right.
How many other are like that? And did she know Eric Swalwell? Because he's pretty famous for sleeping with Chinese people.
Did he sleep with the mayor of Arcadia at some point?
I'm just asking. Or did she drive Dianne Feinstein's car?
It's just, it's a little spooky. That's, basically a Chinese spy became the mayor of an American city.
We are Ware and Rima, KTSA. At Amity Bank, you can depend on them for the best for your family when it comes to your family's financial matters. And if you get this right early on with a bank like Amity, that can make your family a whole lot better prepared for whatever happens in the future. And I'm talking about mortgages and car loans and student loans and all these things that Amity can put together for your family, for your kiddos, your grandkiddos, whatever. They can be there through all the phases of your life. When you're young and you're just starting out and you probably don't have 2 nickels, that's okay. They can help you. And the same thing is true as you move into the midlife situation and you've got kiddos and they're looking at the future and, okay, got to have a bigger house and now I need a bigger mortgage and all. Okay, Amity's there. And then when it's time to go back and empty nest and have a smaller home and all that, you betcha they'll walk through all that with you. They have done that with Nancy and me for several years now, and I really appreciate our relationship with Amity Bank. And they are the go-to bank for small businesses all throughout the state of Texas. If you have a small business or you're considering a small business of any kind, particularly a family-run business, but any kind of small business, Amity can be there to make sure you get your SBA loan and everything is done right to your advantage. They got a brand new branch at Bitters and 281, but they'll do it all online too at AmityBank.com. Amity NA, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
I want to tell you something that's going on right now, and I have talked about this on the air, and I want to make sure you understand this about property taxes. They have held off on evaluations right now because many of the counties, and Ware is one of them, they want to hit you with a rate increase, a huge rate increase, because they realize they haven't raised the rate. So what they're going to do is they're going to come back, hit you with a rate increase, and then raise your valuations again. It's going to take them 3 or 4 years to get there, but that is the plan. That's what they're working on. So some people right now have decided, well, I don't need to challenge or protest my property taxes, my valuation rate, because, hey, look at it. It hadn't grown all that much, so I'm okay. But they're going to hit you with a rate increase. So go in now to our friends at Own Well today, because Friday is the deadline to file your protest, and do your protest. You want to make sure you reset that number and that you get money back out of them when they hit you, before they hit you with a rate increase. That way you're better off, in a better position when they do raise the rates. Now is the time to contact ownwell.com, OWNWELL.com, and protest your property taxes now. And Friday is the deadline to file. Don't think just because, well, it didn't go up all that much, I don't need to mess with it. No. When a rate increase happens, you want to make sure you're in a better position for that rate increase. Ownwell.com. Mention Trey Ware at ownwell.com.
If your transmission is acting up, Access Transmission on Thousand Oaks is the only place you need to go to get it repaired or replaced. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Access Transmission has been the trusted transmission experts in the San Antonio area for over 50 years. Family owned and operated, Access Transmission can handle all your transmission needs, domestic and import. All estimates are free. There are no inspection or diagnostic fees like the big national chains. Shop local and take your vehicle to Access Transmission, where you can get a fair, honest, and free diagnosis of your transmission issue. They can repair or rebuild your transmission with their in-house rebuilders serving San Antonio and the Hill Country. Access Transmission offers free pickup and delivery. And yes, that does include the Hill Country. Located on Thousand Oaks between Jones-Maltzberger and Wetmore Road, call Access Transmission 210-490-4411. 490-4411. Access Transmission, the experts in transmission repair.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
President Trump's about to take off for China for the first time in 9 years. It's believed to be a key moment in relations between the U.S. and the communist giant. More details coming to light on those 6 people who died at a railroad yard in Laredo Sunday. Now the Bexar County Sheriff's Office says a man found dead Monday on the southwest side is related to that case. And Texas is suing Netflix. We'll talk about why that is coming up at 8 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 7:33.
Good morning. Got some road work on 35 causing delays. This report sponsored by A&A Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Northbound 35, right as you approach Walls, this road work has the roadway reduced to 2 lanes. 35 northbound Thousand Oaks, just the left lane is open due to road work. On 90 eastbound 211 to 410, this is going to take you a solid 30 minutes to get through. Also get reports of an accident on I-10 on the frontage road at Medical. Got a clogged drain at A&A Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. They'll clear your main sewer drain for just $93, or it's free. Don't wait for a bigger mess. Call your local experts now. Visit aaplumbingsa.com. Book your service today. Must have approved clean out. License number M3749. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Now let's get a look at your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast. Sunny skies, 86 the high for this afternoon. Then tonight, going to be clear to partly cloudy, 63 for the Riverwalk, about 56 for most of the Hill Country. Then tomorrow, partly sunny skies and a high of 89. Clear skies right now, 65 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA and FM 107.1.
Sitting here looking at a motorcycle wreck over off of Roosevelt, and it just makes my skin crawl, y'all. It's happening right now as we speak. One of the big things, two big things hurt motorcyclists more than anything. Sitting at a red light or a stop sign and somebody comes up behind you and just runs you over. And worse than that is a vehicle turning in front of you, and that's what this clearly a silver SUV turned in front of this motorcyclist, and you T-bone. And a lot of times people in cars think that because you're on 2 wheels, you can stop more quickly. It's directly the opposite, guys. Those of us on motorcycles, we need more space to stop.
I know people think that. I know they do. I don't get it because it seems to make sense to me that, no, if you only have 2 wheels, you wouldn't be able to stop as quickly.
That's the physics of it.
You know what I mean?
Because 4 patches of tire on the ground going to stop more quickly than 2.
Well,
that's just
plus,
the physics of it.
If I'm in my car, I'm not going to tip over. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not being funny.
No,
I'm being
it's true.
funny, but I mean, it's like, why do people think they can stop that fast?
And they do. They turn in front of me all the time, and I'm always ready for it. You know, I just figure that they're going to do it, and sure enough, they do it. Just a couple of quickies, and then we'll hang out on a couple of other ones. January, February, March, the exports. For the United States, the exports over $300 billion a month.
Wow.
That's $900 billion in the first 3 months of this year, $1 trillion. The highest in 250 years. That means the entire time we've been alive. Supreme Court said yesterday that Alabama can redraw, and it could eliminate 2 Democrat seats because Alabama, just like Louisiana and several other places, had racially gerrymandered their lines to, have these other people vote. Look, here's our be eligible. The thing is, guys, you're not losing your right to vote. Jack says this a lot in Jack and 60.
Oh, yeah.
Not one black person in all of these resetting, not one black person has lost their right to vote. Not one person has lost. Nobody loses their right to vote.
No.
These lines were a fake, illegal drawing of the lines to make the majority minority districts.
Right.
You were mentioning AOC a while ago. She went on a rant about this, and I'll make something perfectly clear about that in a second, but listen to her rant.
When you are seeing states like Tennessee want to wipe out every black representative on the map in these states, we have an obligation as Americans to stand with black Americans and communities whose representation is being disenfranchised.
Do you know the representative she's talking about whose seat was eliminated in the redistricting of Tennessee is one by the name of Steve Cohen, Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken boy who sat up on the podium and said, Donald Trump is a chicken and he ate fried chicken.
Right.
Steve Cohen's whiter than you are.
Yeah. Well, the whole racial argument is nonsense. It's really not about making sure black people are represented properly. It's about getting rid of any conservative representation in any of these states whenever they can do it. They're so full of crap.
But every time they drew these lines to make these majority-minority districts, it was discrimination. They did it based on race, not on basis of numbers of people. They did it based on race, which is illegal as hell.
Whether you're trying to create a district for a certain skin color or get rid of a certain skin color in a district, you're still doing the same thing, man.
It is racial discrimination, and that's what they did. But still, their representative is a white dude named Steve Cohen.
Right.
But, of course, Benny Thompson, everybody knows him. He was the head of the J6 committee, and he's another one who should be brought up on charges for the J6 stuff along with Cheney. He said this yesterday, and listen to his words, because, again, they're trying to invoke violence in America.
But Reverend, this is equivalent to a second civil war. We're going to have to get our act together. As everybody's saying, we're going to have to resist with every fiber in our body. We're going to have to take this system on at every election.
Okay. He is clearly a guy that doesn't understand history and just how horrible the Civil War was. And everybody who is trying to invoke a second Civil War in America, you have got a lot of learning to do about how horrible, horrific, unbelievably terrible the Civil War was, how bloody, awful, and everything else. And guys on the left, I'm just going to tell you, you keep poking the bear, and your side is going to lose if you decide you want a civil war. The guys that are out there that are quiet right now and under the radar, and you don't even know who or where they are going to kick your butt. You need to stop this right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, before we even get to the, keeping your powder dry, guys, it's kind of, I'm going to refer to Jack again. When Jack says, okay, if everybody's Hitler, nobody's Hitler. Okay, if we're on the verge of the Civil War, you're diluting the whole idea. You're right. I mean, the people who would like to trot that one out, we're on the verge of another Civil War. Secondly, I agree with you. There's a lot of people out there that, are keeping their powder dry in that regard, and you don't want those people in a sense, taking to the streets. I'm not advocating for it at all in any way, shape, or form.
Advocating for the opposite.
Right,
yeah.
Right. But, again, if you're going to use the Civil War reference, two things. First off, you're diluting what actually happened there. We almost didn't survive as a nation as a result of a handful of years called the Civil War, which was extraordinarily bloody. You and I have both read the history on it. Family members against family members.
Brothers
against brothers. people who were picked up and tortured in the aftermath. I mean, just all kinds of nastiness happened. And so when you're trying to layer over top of everything going on right now, the Civil War, you obviously don't know your history. It's the same thing with the unrelenting Nazi allegations and descriptions. Again, like Jack says, if everybody's Hitler, nobody's Hitler. And secondly, yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at this synagogue where all these Jew-hating weirdos showed up. I'm telling you, yeah, you are poking some bears out there. And I don't know if you really
you saw they did it again last night, right? In
that's
Brooklyn.
what I'm referring to. Yeah, I mean, again,
twice in 1 week.
First off, it's just it breaks your heart.
Twice in 1 week.
But as far as people who are strict constitutionalists who believe in this country, they're also watching all this stuff happen, and I wouldn't want that to take place in any way, shape, or form. But you know who we're talking about.
Well, of course. But what I'm saying is that
people we're talking about.
Benny Thompson, your side loses.
Yeah.
There is no way your side wins if you evoke this. And I'm serious, guys. I'm advocating that you don't do it. That you don't try to poke this bear enough where you wake that sleeping giant up. Because once you do, you're not going to get him back in the pen. Once you let him out, he's going to run wild.
You really don't want a civil war with people who, believe in their right to keep and bear arms when your army would be populated by 30-year-olds with orange hair who, if they get arrested, they fall to the ground and start crying, who don't know how to – I mean, this is who their stooges are. They're Renee Good. They're people like that. They're like this chick in New Braunfels that firebombed the RNC. Okay, same thing. That's your army. Okay, do you really want to go up against people who are serious about their
to build on your point? Build on the point you just made. There are an estimated minimum of 350 million firearms in the United States of America. How many of those blue-haired, orange-haired widows, weirdos that you just talked about, how many do you think they have?
Probably not nearly as many.
Probably not any at all.
They don't know how to operate it. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is the 350 million that we have out there, they're not in the hands of those weirdos you're talking about. They're in the hands of the other side, and when they go and you fire them up, it's going to be over. And I'm trying to stop that from happening. So, Benny Thompson, shut your pie hole.
Right.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Go back to school and study the Civil War and quit trying to throw this country into another Civil War. We got to go. We're Ware and Rima, KTSA. Let me tell you about our friends over at Stevens Roofing. A solid roof over your head means everything. And we are in the stormy time of the year, aren't we? Right now is the stormy time of the year. And at Stevens Roofing, they'll come out and inspect your roof and make sure that you're ready for whatever Mother Nature is going to toss your way. Whether it is one of those diurnal thunderstorms that caused by the afternoon heating, whether it is high winds or maybe even hail. They're ready to take a look at your roof and make sure you've got the solid roof over your head. Residential, commercial, metal, composition, it doesn't matter. In fact, when it comes to composition roofs, they have all the various grades and styles and colors of composition, so they're able to put a roof over your head. It's going to look great. Starts with a free, no-obligation roof inspection from Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Real quick, I got a fistful of tickets I want to hand out to the Gunslingers. Elaine, let's do 5 4-packs. You want to? Can we do that? All right. 5 4-packs to the Gunslingers right now. And they're playing this weekend, and it's Star Wars night, so you get all the cool Star Wars stuff at the Gunslingers game this weekend. Call right now and talk to Elaine. Next 5 callers, 4-pack for each of you. That's 20 tickets I'm giving away right now. 210-599-5555, KTSA. Mostly sunny, a few clouds, around high of 86, 62 right now, KTSA.
Good morning. Got a new trouble spot on 281. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. 281 southbound Dunella got an accident, left lane already, a 20-minute delay. Stop and go from Stone Oak Parkway. 281 southbound St. Mary's, that stalls off to the shoulder, and 410 northbound Dietrich, disabled vehicle right shoulder blocked. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Well, an Alamo water softener will protect your most valuable appliances in your home. If you're running hard water through your water heater, through your dishwasher, through your clothes washer, and the ice maker in your fridge. Eventually, the hard water deposits are going to build up in there, going to clog it up, and then you're going to have to replace it. Maybe you've been through that with a water heater before, but I can tell you right now, you don't want to have to replace a water heater at what they're costing now. Same thing is true with a refrigerator or whatever you've got. Alamo Water Softeners made for our South Texas hard water, which is different than other, because we have special, because of the aquifer and all that, we have special kinds of hard water deposits, limestone and all that, that's in our water here. Plus, when you're using an Alamo Water Softener built for our hard water in San Antonio and South Texas, your hair feels softer, your clothes last longer, the beauty of your clothes, they don't end up being all stiff and the fading of the colors so quickly. It really is an amazing product, and I was their first customer in 2009, still have an Alamo Water Softener and always will. I love the Townsend family, and I'm telling you, they're going to treat you right. Got a limited time special for you. When you purchase a select water softener system from Alamo, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking water systems. These aren't cheap systems, okay? They're pretty expensive, and they're going to give you one absolutely free, so you always have fresh, clean water to drink at your home. AlamoWaterSofteners.com.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
Well, we know the benefits of having great hearing aids and being able to hear well. That's exactly why I've been telling you now for a long time about Hear, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. But did you also know there are problems with health that are associated often with poor hearing? Things like balance issues and early onset dementia. If you or somebody that you know suffers from hearing loss, as I do, I want you to see Hear in Texas. Simply the best. They will do a complete evaluation of your hearing to find out what's going on so they can prescribe for you the right fix that's for you. You see, there's no cookie cutter approach with the team at Here in Texas. They are a team of hearing specialists, and they're ready to work for you today. They accept TRICARE and other insurance as well, and they have a wonderful subscription service. So when the technology updates, as it does frequently, you just get a brand new pair of hearing aids. Find out more today by logging on at Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com. Have your hearing tested today at the best in Texas. That's Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
I'm James, owner of Patriot Dryer Vent Cleaning. Lead buildup in your dryer can cause a dangerous house fire. Annual cleaning is a must. So schedule your appointment with Patriot Dryer Vent Cleaning at cleanmydryervent.org. That's cleanmydryervent.org. We're veteran owned, veteran proud, with veteran standards.
Pick up lunch or dinner from John the Greek Restaurant, Musaka, Spanakopita, lamb chops, hero sandwiches, and Greek salads. John the Greek is on Thousand Oaks and 281 North in the Park Oaks Shopping Center. Call 210-403-0565.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
750 KTSA, Ware, and Rima.
I want to kind of pick up on what we were talking about just in the last segment about, poking bears. And we know from the, Kash Patel and the Trump administration that the Biden administration, and by proxy, the Obama crowd, the bad guys, were specifically targeting Christians during the Biden years for all manner of things, okay, whether they're people that were praying outside of an abortion clinic or just praying in public, Christian groups, TPUSA. I mean, we know this, that they were targeted by the government, specifically because of their Christian faith. When we start talking about what happens in this country if these people are able to take control again, okay, all you have to do is look to Europe. I know you probably read the case about the preacher in Northern Ireland.
Well, we did the story last week.
Clive, we talked about it already, but I was reading about it again yesterday. Clive Johnston, okay, has been convicted of reading John 3:16 outside of, I believe, a hospital or outside the safety zone around the abortion clinic or something of that nature. Hospital. He was just a hospital. It wasn't even an abortion clinic. So he's merely reading John 3:16, which most of us believe is, one of the more important verses in the New Testament, where Jesus is talking to Nicodemus. Scotland, yet another guy who was preaching, a woman, I think, actually, who was preaching out in the open air, arrested because she was inside of a safety zone of some kind.
Preach it, Mr. Rima. Come on.
If you don't think that's coming here.
Bring it home.
This is coming here. If these people look at the stuff they're saying look at how much they hated Charlie Kirk.
Bring it home. Come on.
Look at Netflix and what's the
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson and a joke that we're not going to repeat on the air. A death joke about Charlie Kirk. Okay. If you appreciate your ability, which was very important to the founding fathers, to be able to worship as you see fit. We are predominantly a Christo-Judaic country, Christian country. And if you don't think they won't start arresting people, they already did. They've done it before in this country.
That's right.
Arrested people for open-air preaching and praying because they're too close to something they think they shouldn't be too close to. Okay, it will happen here, and you will be arrested for public displays of your Christian faith. It's coming.
Why do we have Rumble and why do we have Truth Social and all these others? Because during the Biden years, they canceled Christians and conservatives from Facebook, from Twitter's what it was called at the time, from IG, for merely professing their faith. They were kicked off they were deplatformed so that nobody could hear from them. Elon bought X, thank God.
Yeah, saved it.
God. But they were already deplatforming you and removing you from the public's eye. The next step, we can't hear from these people. We got to arrest them. This is horrible. They're out there preaching. That's the next step from what they were already doing. They arrested those families for praying outside of abortion clinics, throwing them in prison.
Look at COVID. Look at what happened during COVID. Okay, what was allowed to stay open and what was allowed to not stay open?
Strip clubs stayed open. Churches had to close.
I'm telling you, these people, and again, we know why. Okay, they hate the Christian faith and they hate religion in general. Well, it depends on what religion. If you're Muslim, it's okay. Pretty much all other religions suck, but if you're Muslim, it's okay.
If you pray at the feet of the Baphomet, it's all right.
Right, but as far as everybody else, okay, they hate you for your faith because your faith presents them with a moral standard that they don't want this country to live by in any way, shape, or form.
That they personally don't want to live by.
They personally don't want to live by. So it's got to go. And then we talk about communism all the time and real fascism. Okay, you have to get rid of everything that stands between the state and the citizen, including God. Now, we talk about families and all that stuff have to go because we don't want you thinking about your mom or your dad or your brothers or your sisters before the state. It's the same thing with God. And if you don't think that won't happen here, it already has. And they will arrest your ass for preaching or praying in public or online.
They already have. Merrick Garland did it.
He did it. You're right.
This guy in Ireland, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not die or perish, but shall have eternal life. I did not come into the world to condemn the world. I came into the world so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. I tossed in 17 as well. But that's all. That's all the man said. He didn't say anything about abortion. He didn't say anything about somebody who may have been going in the hospital for abortion. He just simply said, for God so loved the world. And they arrested him.
Look, there are people who would arrest you for what you just did.
I know.
On the radio.
I know.
And me, when we and Jack, we all talk about our faith.
Yep.
Obviously, we have no problem talking about that on the radio. But there are people who would shut us down in a heartbeat for that, for what you just did on the radio. In Ireland and here, they're already arresting people for that sort of thing. And if you don't think that won't, really blossom and flourish.
Preach it.
Under if these people, again, stack the Supreme Court especially, do everything that they're saying openly now they want to do, if you're a person of faith, you're in the crosshairs, man.
100%.
You absolutely are.
We are Ware and Rima, KTSA.
The Ramsey Reality Check is brought to you by Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net.
The Reality Check. Every one of us has a little spoiled, red-faced kid living inside of us. His name is immaturity, and he wakes up when we're shopping. At the electronics store, he wants a big screen TV. At the outdoor store, he wants a bass boat. But if we let that kid make our financial decisions, we will always be broke. Children do what feels good. Adults devise a plan and follow it.
To learn more about taking control of your money, go to DaveRamsey.com.
Listen, folks, roofing is one of those categories that if you don't go with someone you trust, it could end up costing you more in the end. That's why you need to call my friends at Stevens Roofing. These guys work all over South Texas, and I trust them to give you an affordable solution for all your roofing needs. They repair and install all kinds of roofing, including metal or composition, commercial or residential. Whether you have a simple leak or need a whole new roof, Stevens will take great care of you. You can count on competitive prices, and they'll communicate with you throughout the process. Stevens is licensed with the City of San Antonio. Plus, with any roof replacement, you'll get an instant savings of $300 and a free ridge vent. Folks, make sure maintaining your home is included in your budget, and when life happens, call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. That's 785-0994, or at stevensroofing.net. Tell them Dave sent you.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, one company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station. KTSA.
It's 8 o'clock at KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. For the first time since 2017, President Trump is headed to China.
The economic relationship between the two largest economies in the world, but expect a lot of conversation as well about the war with Iran. China is Iran's biggest oil customer. You'll see talk about manufacturing, AI, and of course things like the future of Taiwan and the fate of Jimmy Lai, that businessman who's been imprisoned in China because he was a leader of the pro-democracy movement. That's
correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Get more on President Trump's trip on the front page at KTSA.com. New details coming to light on those 6 people found dead in that railroad boxcar in Laredo Sunday.
The Webb County Medical Examiner's Office identifying 2 of those victims, one a 29-year-old woman from Mexico, the other a 24-year-old man from Honduras. Laredo police investigator Jose Baeza says there are still lots of unanswered questions.
An autopsy will probably take place as to determine the cause and manner of the death of the victims in this case. And from there, we'll go ahead and proceed with other facets of the investigation.
The bodies were discovered around 3 p.m. Sunday during an inspection at a rail yard in Laredo, not far from the border. Union Pacific says it is cooperating with the investigation. John Cruz, KTSA News.
On Monday, another body was found near railroad tracks in southwest Bexar County. Sheriff Javier Salazar thinks that death is related to the others in Laredo. There's more on that story as well at KTSA.com. Texas accusing Netflix of spying on its customers. So it's taking the digital platform to court.
State Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a lawsuit claiming Netflix collects its users' data without consent and sells it to commercial data brokers and advertising technology companies for billions of dollars a year. The suit also claims Netflix creates addictive features that keep users, including children, on the platform, like automatically playing a new show when one ends. In a statement, Netflix says it takes its members' privacy seriously and claims the lawsuit lacks merit.
That's correspondent Michael Wallace. KTSA News Time coming up on 8:02. Let's check out KTSA Sports right here with Rob Thompson.
The Lakers wave goodbye. The Thunder sweep them 115-110. LeBron played his last game as a Laker? Maybe? Well, he finished off with 24 and 12. Unfortunately, Shea Gilgeous had 35. In the Eastern Conference, it's 2-2 as they head back to Detroit. Cleveland took them 112-103. Donovan Mitchell had 43. James Harden, 24. In the NFL, the schedule is trickling out, and the Cowboys are going to start the season on Sunday Night Football, September the 13th, taking on the division rival New York Giants in MetLife Stadium. They're also going to have the Philadelphia Eagles at home on Thanksgiving Day. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver Traffic and your complete KTSA AccuWeather forecast. Both next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Energy-efficient windows from a local family-owned company. Call me, the Window Guy, at Precision Windows and Doors, 210-596-6588, or visit precisionwindowssa.com.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at weloveyourdog.net.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time is 8:04. You might find a slow go on the far north side. Let's get a quick check of KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. We do have a couple of trouble spots. 281 southbound at Danella, accident left lane, and a new trouble spot at 35 southbound at Walters. Give reports of a wreck. A little bit of a delay from Splashtown. Still have this stall at 281 southbound St. Mary's off to the shoulder. 410 northbound Preston to Benz Engelman. That's about a 15-minute commute and almost 30 minutes on 90 eastbound between 211 on over to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Enjoy the pleasant temps today. It'll heat up for the rest of the week. Mostly sunny with a high of 86 this afternoon. Clear to partly cloudy. Comfortable tonight. 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in the Hill Country. Partly sunny on Wednesday, the high up to 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Plenty of sunshine, temperature 66 degrees right now at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
And this is Police Week. We want to just say we appreciate the Blue. Police Memorial Day is coming up on Friday. We remember all the police and what they're doing. Unfortunately, they're having to work a pretty serious traffic accident on the south side of town. Motorcyclist looks like a guy in a SUV turned in front of the motorcycles. Anyway, thank you, Popo, for all you do to your AJ, your brother-in-law, my AJ, who is a detective with SAPD, and all of my other friends. My favorite detective out in the Selma cop area. Selma PD, and others. Love you guys, so thank you very much for all you do.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody interested in the Meta glasses? Anybody going to get a pair of Meta glasses?
Nope.
Elaine, you going to get a pair?
No.
Jimmy, you going to get a pair? Who's going to get a pair? Anybody?
I bet you James gets
You get
one.
a pair of what?
Meta glasses.
Meta glasses.
Oh.
No.
Anybody going to get Meta glasses? Have you
Is
heard
that
about
how you
these?
can look at your Facebook and all your social media.
I'm telling you, the newest ones were released yesterday, and every time they release another new iteration of this, they do more and more.
The one thing I do like about it is that commercial where the grandfather can see what the grandson's doing when he's playing around the golf and he's coaching him, and they're able to communicate.
Yeah.
That was cool, but I don't have I can't think of a use for it for me.
So here's what they can do. And it grows every time they put out a new pair.
Sure.
Can translate if you're speaking to somebody in a different language.
Oh, I'm in.
Because it's got audio, but it also puts it up in front of your eyes so you can see it and hear it.
Now I'm in.
It can remember, huh?
I'm in now.
Yeah, for
so I can meet girls from other countries.
Right. Right. So if she speaks French to you, parlez-vous français? So
I recommend it, yeah.
So you say, so she walks up and says, oh la la, parlez-vous français?
Oh, God.
You can say, oui.
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 Is that your French?
French. That's
I know a little bit
Roosevelt
more.
French right there.
I know a little bit more.
Macron. Sorry.
Ohio. So Japanese. Ohio. So it can remember faces. So you go to a place and you see somebody you know you've met before, but who is that? I can't remember who that is. It'll put up the name, man, and a description of who they are and what they do and their background and stuff like that. Helps you remember where things are. Like when you look at your keys, it will remember where your keys are. Or, more importantly, for you, Mr. Rima, I know you don't do this anymore, but sometimes you would get lost looking for your car in the parking lot. We have heard the story about
that was during Fiesta. It was one time. Holy crap.
But it counts. It counts.
Think about when you go park at the airport.
Correct.
You totally like, I forgot what level I was on.
I have to write it down.
Yeah.
2G. Anyway, it will remember that. It will take a picture of where your car is at the mall, so it takes you right to where your car is. You can get a text on the lens. If you text me, it pop up on my glasses. Sean says, go to hell, Trey. Whatever. It's there.
The first one to get these glasses, I'm taking you to the ghetto.
Why? So somebody can
so we can know what to translate. And
oh, my
when
God.
you look at the person and
I don't know if it's
they don't have Ebonics loaded.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if it's
Ebonics app.
Hey, whatever. Okay, so it offers weather advice if it'll notice if you're leaving the house, and it'll put up, or in your ear it will say, hey, it's going to rain, go back in the house and grab the umbrella, or whatever. Traffic, you're driving along on I-35 and you're wondering what traffic is like ahead. Boom, it'll put it up in front of you. Then here's the AI part. It'll predict what you need before you need it. So you're in line at the water book, and before you get to the window, it can predict you need to pull out your credit card.
You need spicy ketchup.
Or yes, pull out
want it.
Pull out your credit card. Every time they introduce these things, there's a new thing that it does, and it does pretty much everything now. And for the low price of $379. That's it.
Human beings aren't going to be able to do anything for themselves at some point, man. They're just going to be motionless slugs.
Yes,
man.
Christian?
So about 18 years ago, I not so famously said, why would I ever want a phone that I could watch something on?
I've got one here.
That ended 16 years ago. I'm in.
Do you know what happened to me? I had a flip phone.
Right.
Yes.
And I held onto the flip phone after everybody got iPhones.
So did I.
I had my flip phone, and Lance walked up to me in the hallway and he said, throw that thing in the trash. You're going to have one of these smartphones. And I said, I don't need this thing makes telephone calls. That's all I need to do. And he said, nope.
With every evolution, we get used to it. It normalizes. I couldn't live without this damn thing. I do half my crap on this stupid phone now, as far as writing and all the artsy-fartsy projects. I see the end of the road, and the end of the road is, what was the Disney movie with the robot where people were just these fat things that sat in chairs all day and didn't do anything for themselves. Wall-E. Okay, we're going to end up there where nobody does anything.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Apparently, what people want if they buy these glasses is just someone to tell them what to do,
where to
go,
what to think,
what to buy,
right.
who to talk to.
Yes.
I can do that for like $200. I do it every day for Ralph and Trey.
But no, she's absolutely right. People don't want to think for themselves. It's too hard.
Yeah.
So
I just don't want Elaine's tone.
I do.
Her tone. Sean's fine with it.
I'm fine with the Mexican tone.
Give yourself a point.
I'll take that one. Sorry, Elaine. The joke was there.
If I don't hear the Mexican tone for a day, I think something's wrong.
Right. So I'm just saying these things, and it will become ubiquitous. It's going to be something that everybody's going to have, and then once you have it, it's going to be like your phone, Sean. You were just saying you won't be able to live without it. You're going to be looking around.
It's reasonably priced. I
That
thought it was going
price
to be.
point, I love the price.
I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
You can buy sunglasses that don't do half of that. That don't do anything. They
for
just,
the same.
Or more.
Yeah, like
if you
what's
looked at
the,
Oakley's now,
Oakley's are like $500-600.
Easy.
There's no AI going on.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I think we need to get more into our actual lives. And I know I'm a total hypocrite by saying this because I got all the freaking gadgets all around me and I use it too. But we talk a lot about the younger generation not being able to stop playing video games, not being able to do anything for themselves. And we criticize that. We say, well, people need to be, and I agree with you on parenting and stuff like that.
Sure.
But we talk about with each successive generation, they know how to do less and less and less. I always use the GPS example where people don't know how to read a freaking map anymore.
Well,
we're going to get to a point where we can't do anything for ourselves.
Now, imagine this. Right now, when people go to dinner, you can see that everybody's got their phone and they're talking on their phone. They're holding their phone and all that stuff. Well, think about they won't have to hold their phone anymore. All of that is going to be going on while they're sitting there looking at you through a pair of glasses that's going to be appearing on their glasses.
Are they shades or just normal glasses?
You
I'm
get
looking
both.
At shades.
Soon they'll just be implants.
No, you can get.
So what happens when you go to the bathroom?
Implants.
Huh?
What happens when you go to the bathroom?
No, you got them. What do you mean? What happens?
You know,
everybody's going to look cool.
You can get a chemical breakdown of what you're leaving behind.
What do you?
know?
Is that? What are you talking about? I mean, you mean?
Does it tell you what you're going to do, number one or number two, or
it predicts it.
Yeah.
It tells you which one you need to do.
Oh
Everyone's going to be wearing their sunglasses at night.
Yes.
Okay, so
it'll be a Corey Hart song our whole lives.
They have clear ones too, guys. Just so you know.
So you can only see what's on the screen.
Correct.
The people you're looking at can't see what you see.
They cannot.
what about a hacker?
Sure, it's like anything else. The way it works, just so everybody knows, you have a band on your. It's okay. You know how the iPhone works, the iWatch and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's a band and it's connected to your phone. This thing is basically the same thing. It's got a band on your wrist.
I'm looking at it right now.
You're looking at the band. It's a band that goes. It's like a little. It's like a stylish little band that you put
like a skinny Fitbit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and you put it on your wrist, and it broadcasts to the glasses. And it'll do anything that your phone will do, y más.
It'll be great to look at porn. You can walk down the street, look at the porn. Nobody knows.
Unfortunately,
funny you went secret. Yeah, funny you went there, Sean.
Unfortunately, that's going to be part of it. Unfortunately,
I love it and I hate it. You know what I mean? It's
you're going to get a pair.
Parts.
You're going to get a pair.
Well, at some point you really won't even need the glasses. It'll be something that you just have on your skin
I've said that for years.
Something, you know, and you'll see everything and it'll make every decision.
I've said that for years. You're going to be implanted.
And yes, and again, I see us becoming irrelevant to our own lives at some point.
I don't.
But we're going to be dead. You don't see that happening?
I'm glad.
Well, let me give you an example.
This age.
All right.
So my son, big soccer player, but don't think that there's not too much time on the PlayStation or the phone if we're not careful. We installed an app on his phone. So now every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever we set, it will shut his phone down if he doesn't do his sit-ups, do his push-ups, go outside. So I know that's not the total fix, but there's a lot of different ways you can use this. And the younger generation, they'll find their way.
Well, I'm glad you're hopeful. I'm glad you're hopeful. But
I hope that, we talk about this as well with, sometimes there's a retro movement for old tech. I know we got to go.
That's
but
okay.
I mean, I hope it reaches sort of a critical mass thing with this technology, and then people want to get back into their own lives. They get bored with it. We see this with people going back to church right now.
Sure.
Which is a very organic human thing to do.
Well, and we already have the youth movement that's doing the, leave the phone behind.
Yeah.
And they're doing a whole lot of leaving phones in their cars or even at their apartments or at their home. A lot of them are starting to go back to, as I was talking about a minute ago, flip phones. A lot of young people are going back to flip phones.
So if you want a band around your wrist or your finger and want someone to tell you what to do, get married.
Get married.
Listen
there you go.
that.
Excellent.
I guess Jimmy and Elaine are in a competition for points this morning.
Look, all I know,
that was a good one, Elaine.
All I know is these glasses are much cheaper.
$379
than a marriage.
Significantly.
I'll buy all of y'all glasses. That'll be cheaper than a marriage.
Why do we have all these marriage haters around?
Match. There you go.
We have all these marriage haters around here. Come on, guys.
I love marriage. I don't want to
These people are being lazy getting these glasses when you can just,
get married.
Get married, man.
and have someone tell you what to
and
do.
have Elaine, like Elaine said, pay her $200 and she'll tell you what to do.
Give me $200 and I'll tell you what to do all day long.
All right, quick break. We are Ware and Rima, KTSA. Our friends over at New Bath Today are ready to build you a brand new bathroom. Same folks I was talking about with Safe Showers and Bathwise Forever, but they have combined forces now into New Bath Today to bring your bathroom just the most beautiful remod project you could ever think about. Same great service, same safe shower, okay, all right, but they deal so much more with New Bath Today. They're doing a completely total remake of your bathroom. And it just comes out looking absolutely great no matter what you want. If you just want the safe shower, okay, New Bath Today can do that. No worries. If you want a vanity area, yeah, you bet. Absolutely they can do that, and it'll just be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. New countertops, new mirrors, new lighting, new flooring, absolutely everything. To add to the safety of your bathroom, the beauty of your bathroom, the resale value of your bathroom, even if you're not thinking about moving, you want to have a beautiful bathroom that you can enjoy for many years to come. Our friends over at New Bath Today are ready to do that for you with expert installation, quality products, and the whole ball of wax. $1,500 off when you mention Trey Ware and low monthly payments. Get your free, no obligation in-home quote when you get in touch with my friends and yours too at New Bath Today. That's newbathtoday.com. Mostly sunny, a few clouds around, high of 86, but you knew that because you saw that on your glasses. 66 now, KTSA.
This is the greatest movement in the history of our country.
A movement of news and talk.
And it's just starting.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
What does it mean to work with one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas? At Thomas J. Henry, it means we can put our team of experts to work for you. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office, San Antonio.
Every business leader is hearing the same message right now. you need an AI strategy.
But moving too fast with AI can create real problems, security gaps, compliance issues, wasted money, and confused teams too.
I'm Wes Bunch, CEO of Bridgehead IT. We see this every day, and it's why we created the AI Readiness Assessment for medium to large businesses.
It's about understanding where AI can actually help your organization, where it creates risk, and what steps need to happen before you roll it out. I recommend you call Wes and his team at Bridgehead IT before it's too late.
We'll sit down with your team, review your current environment, identify opportunities, and help protect your sensitive data from day one. AI can bring real measurable value to your business, but only when it's built on the right strategy, security, and structure.
Don't wait. Schedule your AI readiness assessment with Bridgehead IT.
Visit bridgeheadit.com.
That's bridgeheadit.com.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Ware and Rima at 822.
Well, I just got a couple of little things, my own version of bits and pieces. The shooter in Cambridge. 46-year-old guy, right? Been identified as Tyler Brown. Do I have that right? Was walking around, fired off about 50 to 60 rounds at traffic. Two people were critically injured. He was taken out by, not killed, but shot by a state trooper, right? And a former Marine, I believe.
And a civilian, yes.
And a civilian, and he's in the hospital. And you look at the video and what he's carrying. Trey, I thought in a place like Massachusetts where they have really strict gun laws that, a repeat offender like this guy wouldn't be able to get his hands on a piece of weaponry like he had. I thought that's what those laws do. They prevent guys like this from having guns.
Those are the 2 points of the story. Number one is Massachusetts has severe gun laws, number one. And number two, a good guy with a gun took him out.
Well, yeah.
A civilian.
Yeah, a civilian, right. But, I mean, I thought those laws were supposed to prevent this sort of thing.
That's one of the issues.
Just pointing it out. Also, you and I were talking off the air about hantavirus and how we're all kind of reminiscing, I think. Not reminiscing, maybe that's the wrong word. With the hantavirus, got 18 people, I guess, who have come down with it. It's not a pandemic. People are starting to freak out. I think there are people who want people to freak out because the pandemic actually worked like gangbusters for their purposes. And you and I were talking off air about how, the messaging from certain outlets, let's say, across the country and around the world are maybe a little more dire than what hantavirus really should be. Not saying it's not a bad thing to get. We talked about it yesterday about rat feces and how people actually get this stuff. But there are people within this country, forces within this country, that would just love nothing more than another rip-snorting pandemic to get people into masks, to get them at home again, to shut everything down. That we were talking just a little while ago about all the churches that were shut down during COVID. And do you kind of get that vibe that there are people that want people freaking out over this?
If you look since 2019, every 2 years since 2019, we have had another threat of a virus.
You're right.
What happens every 2 years? An election.
Yes.
We have another election coming up this year. It worked so well for them in 2019 that they were able to cheat the 2020 election, okay?
Yeah.
And lock people up at home, which they said, don't go vote. You can vote by mail, which is nothing more than cheat by mail. We have a midterm coming up where now it looked bad for Republicans a few weeks ago. Now Republicans are looking pretty rosy for the midterms this year. And so, look, you need to stay home. Don't go vote. Don't go vote. Don't go vote.
Also, look where Trump is going right now. What happened? I mean, we all know now that it came out of the Wuhan lab. They were doing gain of function.
Tony Fauci,
the statute of limitations on lying under oath just elapsed on Monday. But we know what happened. China, he was starting to do with the tariff agreements and trade, all that crap that he ended up doing in the second term, he was beginning to do with China at that time when the pandemic broke out. In any event, it shut him down as far as that first term. All the stuff that he was doing and wanted to do really was pretty much derailed by the pandemic. You know they would love to have nothing more than another pandemic shutting him down again right now.
This is about the vote. This is 100% about what they're trying to do to make you scared. And look, guys, it's not going to happen again. You're not going to be able to do the same thing that you did in 2020 to be able to cheat this vote, especially when you're talking about red-blooded, God-fearing Americans. They're going to go to the polls in November. They realize what's at stake here. They realize that the Democrats, just like they're trying to do in Virginia, I'll get into that in a few minutes, just like what they're trying to do in other places, they're trying to cheat this vote again because everything is on the line in the midterms this time, and they're going to try to do the same thing that they did in the 2020 presidential election.
If they could do it with hantavirus or eczema, they would do it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I mean, they would do it, whatever they would require.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
They'll do whatever.
I'm not freaking out about hantavirus. Now, the other thing is, now, you're right. Red-blooded Americans, people who understand what just happened with the pandemic, you couldn't fool those people again. You and me, you couldn't fool again. There are plenty of people you could. You could get right back into those masks. You could get them right back at home in their jammies.
Good. Those are the people I want them to stay home on Election Day. The rest of us, we're going to go and we're going to vote. Look, I made this point yesterday, okay? You have, what'd you say, 18 people? You have 3 people who died from this because they went to a foreign country and they got rat poop on their hands, okay? That's how you get it. Not one time have they ever talked about our military men and women who have been in war. Bomb comes down, dust goes up, they breathe the dust, and they get the hantavirus. Not one time. Did you ever hear a story about that?
No.
Did ABC ever do anything? Did CNN ever do anything? No, they don't talk about that. They're talking about it now because it's election time, y'all.
Exactly.
Well, the eczema is an existential threat. I know that. Your eczema line cracked me up. Eczema.
Just stupidity. All right, we
6
are
feet apart, eczema.
Yeah, we are Ware and Rima, KTSA, Knightley Insurance Group, and our friend Nick Knightley and his team, and primarily his family, because it's a family-run operation. That's one of the reasons I've chosen them to help me. When Nancy and I get there in just a couple of years, we're going to be making these choices concerning Medicare. I remember going through this with my dad and how difficult it was because it's chaotic and confusing on their website trying to get it right. And it's something you have to get right when you do it or else you're locked into it and you can't go back and change it for another year or so. And our friends over at Knightley Insurance Group, they don't charge you for this service now. That's what's beautiful about what they do is they will spend as much time on the phone, email, whatever is necessary for you to understand your Medicare choices. They go through your list of doctors, your prescriptions, and all those kind of things, and then they come up with a Medicare plan that's going to work for you. And I'm talking about Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, and all that other stuff that can be so confusing, especially the first time you do it. You have no idea what you're doing. And if you mess it up, it's messed up. And so our friends over at Knightley Insurance Group will walk you through it. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. There's no confusion. There's no pressure whatsoever. It's clear, honest guidance about Medicare, Medicare Advantage, and making those various choices that need to be made. And our friends over at Knightley Insurance Group are ready to do that for you. So just reach out to them online. I just say the best thing is to go on their website, talk to them there. You're talking to real people from here when you talk to our friends at Knightley Insurance Group. That's Knightley with a K, KnightleyInsuranceGroup.com.
Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
President Trump doesn't trust backstabbing rhino Chip Roy because Chip Roy betrayed MAGA. Roy backed Liz Cheney and pushed to impeach President Trump.
The President of the United States deserves universal condemnation for impeachable conduct.
Then Chip Roy helped illegal aliens avoid deportation. And Roy even supported perverts and predators by siding with Gavin Newsom and the trans lobby to push transgender surgeries for children. When we fought back, Roy told MAGA voters,
"You can kiss my ass."
MAGA Mays Middleton stood with President Trump against perverts and predators, stopped radical transgender surgeries for kids, banned men from girls' sports, kicked trans perverts out of women's restrooms, and MAGA Mays banned radical Muslim groups from buying property in Texas and is stopping Sharia law in Islamic enclaves. That's why President Trump called Mays a MAGA champion with a conservative record that is second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton for Texas Attorney General.
Political ad paid for by the Mays Middleton campaign.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
President Trump's talking about suspending the federal gas tax as he gets set to board Air Force One to head to China. A man found dead near railroad tracks in southwest Bexar County could be connected to 6 other deaths reported at a railroad yard in Laredo on Sunday. And it might be another blow for Democrats in the state of Alabama. Got the details coming up at 9 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 8:33.
Good morning. Working a couple of accidents. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. As we start to wind down from our morning rush hour, 281 southbound Danella. That wreck still has 2 left lanes blocked. Solid 30-minute delay. Heavy back to Borgfeld. And 35 southbound at Walters. This wreck has 2 left lanes blocked. 10-minute delay slow from 410 East Connector. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
A beautiful Tuesday on tap before it heats up the rest of the week. Mostly sunny today, the high of 86. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in Hill Country. Partly sunny, warmer Wednesday, the high of 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Up to 67 degrees under clear skies at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Get it. I actually like this song. I know you don't like Henley, but I like this song.
It's a good one.
Bubble-headed bleach blonde comes on at 5. She can tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in her eye. It's interesting when people die. Give them dirty laundry. This is Don Henley, KTSA. I do like this song. You know who did it? Who did a cover of this?
Who's that?
Nope. Lisa Marie Presley.
Oh, really?
And it was really good. Look at it.
No kidding. Yeah.
Really good. Good version of it. Okay. I'm going to continue and do my bits and pieces this morning. Like we've been doing that for 40 years here, and I want to just give it to you rapid fire function. Republicans, listen to me. If you want to win the midterms and going forward, look at what Spencer Pratt is doing in Los Angeles. Look at his commercials. Watch what he's doing. Yes, they're using AI, but they are absolutely amazing commercials that he is putting together for his campaign. And listen to the way he speaks. I played it yesterday. I'm going to keep playing it until the cows come home, until more Republicans start acting like this. Republicans, this is the way forward. Listen to Spencer Pratt.
I keep trying to tell everyone that, they try to put me in a box. I didn't run to be a political party. I didn't run to be a politician. I ran because I experienced what city leadership failure at the ultimate level is. That's why I stepped up. That's what cuts through. So the media and everyone wants to jump on and be like, oh, Spencer's our guy. No, I'm the citizen. I'm the angry taxpayer. You can be a Democrat and love me. You can be a Republican and love me. The only people that don't love me are communists and socialists, and I don't want them to love me.
He is the smaller version of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a problem solver. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's not anything. You know what he is? He's a problem solver. That's what Spencer Pratt is. And Republicans, if you want to win, drop the stupid label and say, I'm going to fix the problems. I'm going to fill up the reservoir with water.
Right.
I'm going to get that handled. I'm going to get the poop off the street so you can walk in the street without squishing between your toes. You're going to love what I'm going to do. Republicans, you need to adopt that same attitude right there. I'm a problem solver. I'm here to fix problems, and you'll win.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, and we've talked about how he's obviously working from the Trump playbook because that's exactly how Trump presented himself. That's how Trump still presents himself because it's true of him. It's who he is. He's not a Republican. I don't consider him a political person. He was a guy who felt his country was in trouble, and he felt like he was somebody who could do something about it, and he has. Spencer Pratt's no different. And the commercials are pretty fantastic.
All of them have turned out great. Okay, so I've been talking about this thing in Virginia where the Supreme Court of Virginia told the Virginia Supreme Court you cannot gerrymander the way you're attempting to do it. Democrats are freaking out now in such a way that their attorney general up there, who likes to see Republican children die in the, remember when he was running, he likes to see Republican children die in the arms of their parents. He, in such a hurry to file the injunction against what their own Supreme Court did, he filed it with the wrong court.
Tonight, Virginia Democratic leaders are going to the U.S. Supreme Court to try to overturn a state ruling striking down their new gerrymandered congressional map. The 4-3 decision at the Virginia Supreme Court found that the Democratic-controlled legislature violated the Commonwealth's Constitution by not following clear and simple rules for a public vote on a constitutional amendment. It's unclear tonight whether the Supreme Court will even take up the case.
He misspelled. There were a lot of spelling errors in it, and he filed it with the wrong court. Now, we know where this started because Hakeem Hands Jeffries, he said, if you're going to get after us on this thing, this was a couple of weeks ago, FAFO. That's what Hakeem Jeffries said. So this whole concept of firing, if you will, by lowering the minimum retirement age by lowering it down to 54 and getting rid of all the Supreme Court justices and putting a bunch of puppets on there who do whatever you want. It came from Hakeem Jeffries. Listen.
A leaked account of a call between Virginia House members and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Here's a part of it. Quote, the most dramatic idea they discussed, which would involve an unusual gambit to replace the entire state Supreme Court with a goal of reinstating their gerrymandered map, drew mixed reactions on the call. Oh boy, that leaked? So they can't even all agree on this. The desperate move. 7 justices sit on Virginia's Supreme Court with staggered terms stretching years into the future. Lowering the retirement age would force vacancies, opening the door to refill the bench. The headline for Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley's op-ed is this: angry left plots to purge Virginia's high court.
So this whole concept of lowering the mandatory retirement age to 54, which is the age of the youngest justice on their Supreme Court, came from Hakeem Jeffries. The Democrats are desperate. Why? Because they're bloodthirsty for power, because power equals money. And the point is, guys, if they'll do it in a state like Virginia, They sure going to do it in the United States if they get back in charge of Congress and the presidency. The piece of paper known as the Constitution that Barack Obama trampled all over, they're going to throw it away, and they are going to do whatever they want to with your life if they get back in power.
Didn't he say actually use the words total warfare if that's how this goes? I mean, they're playing the long cheat. They're playing the cheat on every level.
Maximum warfare. Everywhere, all the time.
Right. And they're, again, I'm repeating myself, but they're saying what they used to not say out loud, they are saying out loud that whatever it takes. Maximum warfare is what you're describing. They're gonna clear out the bench so they can replace it with stooges who will allow for the lines of districts that they want. That's the long cheat,
and that's what they're want to do in Virginia.
Right.
Good luck, but that's what they're trying to do in Virginia. The point is they'll burn the house down until they get what they want. With the Supreme Court of the United States, since it's a lifetime judicial appointment, you can't fire the people on the Supreme Court of the United States, but you can add a bunch of Ketanji Brown Jacksons to them. So you've got 9 now, okay? You take that number up to 21. Now, Carville says take it to 13. But you take that number up to 21. From 9 to 21, all of them become Ketanji Brown Jackson. You'll never get another conservative ruling ever in the history of the United States. That is their plan, and that's not Trey Ware saying it. It's not Sean Rima saying it. The Democrats are telling you that's what they're going to do. Pay attention, people.
And I think that speaks to the desperation you just described. Is they don't care anymore that you know this is what they want to do. They no longer care that people like you and me, okay, which people who pay attention have always known this, but they don't care anymore that the general public, even their own support base, know that they will do anything possible to secure power, and they're never gonna let it go again. They're never gonna. We talk about Spencer Pratt and Donald Trump. They're never gonna allow for people like that again. Citizens who take up higher office to solve problems. It's pure fascism from the people who can't shut up about democracy.
That's right. Finally, I'm going to use their word queer. In Atlanta, the drag queen queer camp. It's their word, not mine. They're using the word queer. Looking for young kids to be in drag shows during Pride Month, which is coming up in June. In fact, they're doing their major Pride show June 14th. Riddle me this. I'm just curious. Why would a bunch of queers want a bunch of kids to show up to be in their show? Why? Why? If you're queer and you want to have a show with adults, that's your thing. That's your thing. Go ahead, have a queer show with a bunch of adults. That's America. But why would a bunch of queers want to have little bitty kids in their show?
Well, I guess grooming comes to mind.
That's the word, Mr. Rima.
And I agree. I think there are pervs in that whole world. I think the general liberal community pushes this trans stuff and this queer stuff also in line with what we've been describing the rest of the show, to create division, to inflame people, to piss people off, to make happen what they want to have happen.
That's exactly right.
I don't know that a lot of these people actually believe some of this stuff that comes out of their mouths.
They may not. But the grooming word, of course, is the major reason why. They want to get them involved. They want to bring them on up through the ranks. They want to turn them into that as well, which is a real thing. I agree with you.
It's also like poking the bear. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
I agree
really
with you.
It's all part of that.
I agree with you. But they are also doing a fair amount of grooming, which is important to them. And so, again, like we've said about the trannies for years, if you're an adult and you're making an adult decision to do that, that's up to you. If you're queer and you want to have a queer show, go ahead if you're an adult, but leave the children alone. And you're exactly right.
Well,
they're trying to cause division, but they're also trying to groom. Two things can be true.
Oh, sure. There's something they accomplish. We talk about the dissolution of the family and the destruction of the core family, or the idea of the family, the biological family with a man and a woman and kids. They want to get rid of that. And obsessing on the tranny crap is a great way of doing it, because you raise people with the idea that that's outdated. That whole idea of the family is outdated. So it succeeds on two different levels, right? You piss people off, you can groom kids, and you destroy the family.
But remember the pendulum. is swinging back, and young people are going back to traditional families.
Yes,
They're
they
going
are.
back to men and women marrying and having kiddos. We're Ware and Rima, KTSA. Alamo water softeners are absolutely a phenomenal thing for your home. To protect your home, protect all of your very expensive appliances. I don't know if you've seen the ads for refrigerators lately. What happened? How did it get so expensive? And they all got ice makers and all that stuff in them now. And if you're running hard water through there, it's not going to last. Your refrigerator and your ice maker are going to die. And you want to make sure that doesn't happen if you're going to spend that kind of money on a refrigerator, because that's not under warranty, okay? Same is true with dishwashers and your clothes washers and everything. If you're running hard water through there, eventually it's going to give up. And you need to make sure you've got an Alamo water softener. Why do I tell you about Alamo water softeners? First of all, I knew the owner very well. He's since passed, and his son is continuing to run it with a family organization. He was a great guy, Alan was, and so is his son. They know what they're doing. They're going to take great care of you. That's number one. Number two, they build these for our hard water. So, a water softener is built in California or Ohio doesn't work here. These work here because they're built for the particular hard water deposits and the limestone and everything that's inside of our water. They're just amazing. And I was their first customer, and I remain a customer to this day. That was 2009, how long ago that was. Got a limited time special for you at Alamo Water Softeners right now. Buy a select water softener system. You're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system. These things are pretty expensive units. They're just going to give it to you as a thank you, okay? So check them out today online. Mention Trey Ware at alamowatersofteners.com. Mostly sunny, a few clouds, around 86 for the high. 66 now, KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on the west side. This report sponsored by Mattress Firm. Got a stall at 410 northbound Calabria. Just occurred. Center lane block. Stop and go from Lakeside Parkway. 281 southbound Danella. This wreck has 2 left lanes blocked. That's a 20-minute delay as you stop and go from Stone Oak Parkway. And 35 southbound Walters. This wreck has 2 left lanes blocked. 10-minute delay from 410 East Connector. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Ware and Rima, on air and online every morning.
And actually, they become hot as a pistol, so what can I tell you?
Watch the show weekday mornings 6 till 10, only on KTSA.com.
Let me ask you something. If you need your wisdom teeth pulled, maybe need some oral surgery, maybe you got, like me, you got a chipped tooth, I got to talk to my buddy Dr. Mark Havercorn, you should as well, for a number of reasons, go to River City Oral Surgery for whatever you need. Again, wisdom tooth extraction. Maybe you want some dental implants. Those are very popular right now. Those are Dr. Havercorn's specialty. What I like about River City Oral Surgery, first off, there's no finance department. He wants to get you the best care possible, so he publishes all of his pricing on the website. You can see it with your own eyes. There's no surprises. You know exactly what your procedure is going to cost you. And also, he has he's not beholden to some massive corporation where he has corporate quotas to fulfill. He just, again, wants to give you the best care possible. He's also always here in San Antonio. This is his home. That's where you'll find Dr. Mark Havercorn at River City Oral Surgery. So call him up and make an appointment. You also do not need a referral. 210-778-0002, or look him up online at rivercityoms.com.
Precision Garage Door of San Antonio handles tune-ups, repairs, and new doors. No subcontractors, fully stocked trucks, guaranteed work. If it rolls, lifts, or jams, call Precision Garage Door. Book online or call Precision Garage Door.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com. Every leader feels the pressure to do AI, but rushing in leads to leaks and wasted budget. Bridgehead IT starts with a full AI assessment to secure your data and find where AI actually moves the needle. Stop guessing. Lead with confidence at BridgeheadIT.com.
8:51. Ware at Rima, KTSA.
Netflix is all over the news, and I'm going to revisit here in a second a story that people were talking about yesterday that happened Sunday night, but you've also heard Christian Blood in the newsroom talking about Ken Paxton's lawsuit against Netflix for basically mining information, personal information from folks, log-on stuff and all that, which, obviously is a huge invasion of privacy. But also the addictive quality for kids and just people in general of something like Netflix. Now, as I told you in the first hour, okay, I rarely watch anything on Netflix. I mean, I the last time I was really into Netflix was probably like 10 years ago. I don't know why. I'm kind of moving away from TV in general. I just don't really watch as much of it as I used to. I don't know. For whatever reasons, I'm losing interest. So I'm not really on Netflix as much, but it's like anything else. It's like YouTube. It's like any other social media or service of that nature, in that they do program an addiction into it. And I guess with Netflix, and I haven't been on it in a long time, people end up binge watching crap, for days, because as soon as one episode wraps, it immediately leaps into the other. You see this on, I call it the YouTube vortex, where you get pulled into you're watching one video and then immediately another video comes up. And for grown-ass adults, yeah, I get it. That's your choice if you want to do that. But you do need to protect the kids against the addictive quality of this stuff, or quantity of this stuff. So I'm in support of the lawsuit based upon what small stuff I've read about it thus far. I'm also very thankful I don't watch a lot of Netflix because of Sunday night, and you had the Kevin Hart roast. And you and I grew up in an era where a celebrity roast was a lot of fun.
Can we do something real quick?
Sure.
Just hang on to that, because I do want to get into his deal. Just so we're clear, Netflix isn't the only one that does that.
Oh, yeah, they all do it.
Yeah, I want to make sure we put that out there.
Because YouTube, they all do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Paramount or Peacock or where,
sure.
If you're going to stream or even over the air, our industry did it for years. Coming up, the new Sean Rima song. That kind of thing for years would draw you in,
right.
And it's meant to keep you. That's what they're doing. But as far as collecting information and data, if you've got a recent TV, and I mean in the past, 7-8 years TV, it has the ability not only to record what you're watching and make a note of that and send it to marketers, but also to see you. These TVs have some of them, not every one of them. You have to be careful.
It's watching us all the time.
No, they are. And the reason is they watch your eyes. Like if you're watching a show and you're looking down and all of a sudden you look up, it notes what you look up at.
Sure.
If you look at a particular commercial or something like that on the TV, they note that. They send it to marketers so they can sell you more stuff.
Everything is content. Everything is commercials. Everything is marketing.
I just want to make sure we're throwing Netflix under the bus, and that's fine because Paxton's deal. They're all doing
it, right? Absolutely, they are. It's all meant to hook you and keep you there. Absolutely. But I was,
Davidson,
I was talking about, we grew up during the Dean Martin roasts, and Elaine, I'm about to get old farty here, but those were fun.
Oh,
the jokes weren't mean-spirited. I mean, they were edgy for their time. I mean, you had a bunch of guys and people, some of the best celebrities or top celebrities of that era. Our friend Ruth Buzzy was a part of that. And they would have a good-natured time with each other, and it was insulting, sure. But you look at how that's evolved to where it is now. And you look at what a guy like Pete Davidson, whom I've never understood what the big deal about that guy is. I understand why he's famous and all that, but I don't see a guy with a lot of talent who's a very clever guy who does a lot of clever stuff. And he put that on full display again, apparently Sunday night. I didn't see it, but they were roasting Kevin Hart on Netflix. And Pete Davidson chose to make a Charlie Kirk death joke, which we both agreed we're not going to quote. We're not going to play on the air. We didn't have a discussion about it. We would never do that.
I have the sound. I will not play it.
No,
I will not. I will not play that.
And I don't know if I'm getting older and I just don't have the appetite for dark humor anymore, but I really just don't. And we're just a handful of months away from this young man being assassinated. As the Fox News story points out, you got a couple of kids who are going to grow up without a dad. It was political assassination, religious assassination. It happened right in front of us. I wish I could unsee that freaking video. And you're cracking jokes about it in a very mean way.
And here's what's really asinine about Pete Davidson. Well, there's a lot of things asinine about Pete Davidson, but he lost his dad on 9/11.
That's right. Yes, he did.
He grew up without a father.
So he should know.
So he is cracking jokes, which is not a funny. There's nothing. First of all, there's no, as far as me, just me personally, my personal opinion.
Right.
There's nothing funny about a death. So you don't make a joke about death. I don't care who it is. But he's joking about kids and a dad whose kids will grow up without a dad, the same situation he grew up in. What the hell is funny about that?
And he just became a father.
He did just become a father in the last year.
You'd think he'd have some perspective, you know what I mean? But again, what's the motivating factor? Everybody wants guys like us to talk about him, and guys like us are talking about him. But he's a creep, and I just thought it was awful.
Thank you. We are Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Got a question for you. You worked your whole life to build wealth for your family, but have you actually protected it? I'm talking about real protection, not just a simple will. What happens if your spouse becomes incapacitated and you need to sell the house? Without proper planning, you're looking at a costly, time-consuming guardianship process. What happens when you pass away? Do your kids have to go through probate court? Will your assets be protected from their future divorces or even lawsuits? Here's the reality. One bad car accident, one lawsuit, and everything you've built your entire life could be gone. That's why I trust Voller Law Firm. Mr. Voller and his team specialize in preserving family wealth for generations. They help families avoid probate, avoid guardianship, and protect assets from predators and lawsuits. They keep your private financial affairs private, and they do it right. Voller Law Firm. Go online at vollerlaw.com, VOELLER, or call 210-338-6983. 210-338-6983. Protect your life's work. Protect your family. Protect their future. With Voller Law Firm. Tell them Joe Pag sent you.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. President Trump's about to head out for his trip to China to meet President Xi Jinping. The meeting between the two leaders comes at a pivotal time in U.S.-China relations, and the war with Iran certainly playing a role in that. China and Iran have a close strategic partnership, and China is Iran's largest trading partner, buying over 80% of its oil. Other topics on the table would include the future of Taiwan, trade, AI, and others. Trump will be accompanied by 16 CEOs from the U.S., including Elon Musk and Apple's Tim Cook. Consumer Price Index shows inflation is trending up. That means the Fed's not likely to cut interest rates anytime soon.
Clearly, they are monitoring whether the inflationary impact of the war will bleed through for a longer period of time and impact other parts of the economy. For now, prices are higher, and wages overall are not keeping up with this recent spike in prices.
That's correspondent Jill Schlesinger. Sheriff Javier Salazar thinks a body found near railroad tracks in Bexar County is connected to the 6 people found dead in a boxcar in Laredo. Here's KTSA's Stacy Keene.
Sheriff Salazar said Union Pacific Railroad police found the man's body around 1:30 Monday afternoon near the tracks just outside Loop 1604. ICE investigators say the bodies in Laredo were part of a human smuggling operation Sunday afternoon. Police think the body found in Bexar County was part of that same group. The medical examiner is working to identify the man and find out what killed him. Stacy Keene, KTSA News.
U.S. Supreme Court's allowing Alabama to drop a court-imposed congressional map just ahead of the midterms, and it could mean yet another victory for Republicans.
This case has been back and forth to the Supreme Court 3 times, but that was before its most recent ruling on Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and the conservative supermajority ruling that congressional maps cannot be drawn to achieve a racial outcome. The law now seems to be that partisan map making is constitutionally permissible, but racially conscious districts are not.
It's correspondent Thane Rosenbaum. We do have more on that story on the front page at KTSA.com. KTSA News Time now 9:02.
FAs are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One NA member FDIC. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
A beautiful day on tap with mostly sunny skies for our Tuesday, the high of 86. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, the low dipping down to 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in the Hill Country. Partly sunny and warmer as we head into Wednesday, though, the high up to 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Yeah, clear sunny skies, a temperature of 68 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550, KTSA.
Well, it is Law Enforcement Week, and to the law enforcement officers that we know a bunch of them, starting with your brother-in-law, AJ, who retired.
He just retired, yeah.
But he's looking at being a constable,
yes,
right?
He is.
Yes,
he
so
is.
continues in law enforcement. Great career. My nephew is AJ. He's a detective with SAPD. I think of Lee, who I also know at SAPD. I think of John Sorensen, my detective friend at Selma. I think of Officer Terranova out there and all the other fine officers in all the various law enforcement functions. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate what law enforcement does. Friday is their Memorial Day.
Right. And we've been talking about law enforcement a lot today. We do it as a matter of course,
Absolutely.
And I have yet to meet a law enforcement officer who did not want to do that their whole life. Like, that was always what they wanted. AJ was the same way. But my wife will tell you it's what he always wanted to do. You rarely hear of anybody who's like, I was doing something else, and when I turned 35, I decided to be a cop. It's never that.
I remember when my AJ, they're both AJs.
Right.
Mine is because he's Andrew. But anyway, when he was a little bitty boy, that's all he would talk about.
Right.
Bitty boy.
That seems to be pretty. You meet people all the time who are law enforcement who say it's all I ever wanted to do.
And his brother is in fire. He's a fire guy, fireman.
Right.
And same way with him. He always wanted to be a firefighter from the time. I remember when he was just a little kid. In fact, he would start fires and want to put them out. Hey,
we don't advocate that. But
anyway, here's what the president had to say about law enforcement yesterday.
We gathered here to begin Police Week. Very important, my friends. I won about 98% of the police in this country, and we're trying to figure out who were the other 2%.
That's Javier. Javier was the other 2%.
Because nobody can figure that one out. Figure that. And we pay tribute to the heroes who keep America safe, and they are heroes indeed. This week especially, our thoughts turn to the officers who gave their lives in the line of duty, to all of the incredible police officers, sheriffs, deputies, law enforcement officers, all law enforcement.
All law enforcement. And a funny moment happened while he was doing that. Something caught his attention over his head. He looks up and...
I won a lot of races with that song. Uh-oh. Thought that was a drone. They make them in all different sizes nowadays. They can be very destructive, as you probably heard.
Man.
He's got to be on his toes at all times. So, law enforcement, Police Week, we love you guys.
We talked about that in a very beautiful rose garden yesterday. You talked about that, how much better it looks.
Well, they don't have to sit in the mud in fold-up chairs anymore.
It doesn't look like a family reunion outside of Des Moines anymore. You know
well,
what I mean?
Des Moines. Try Land Park. Land Park's nicer than the way it was. And now it's a nice patio with inlays in the concrete, and nice umbrellas, and great-looking chairs funded by Donald John Trump.
Yep.
Funded by his salary.
Well, and it was embarrassing what it was before. I always felt kind of weird growing up and watching, seeing people sitting in those damn fold-out chairs. Like, we're supposedly the most powerful nation on the planet.
Do you remember when they had, with Joe Biden you'll remember this, when Joe Biden was the guy that occupied the office, and they had the black artists who were there singing some really black music, and they're kind of swaying and all that, and he's standing there. He doesn't even know where he is.
He didn't know what the hell's going on.
But they were standing in the grass.
Yes, they were.
In the freaking grass. Not anymore. And to get there, from the West Wing and the Oval Office to there, you walk on that beautiful black granite walkway.
Yeah. It's beautiful granite. It's the best granite in the world.
That he paid for with his... The man's going to be dead and gone, and we're going to have this beautiful palace of a White House that he paid for.
Right, but it's awful. He's destroying history, and if a Democrat president gets in, you know what's going to happen next. They're going to rip it all to crap and do it all over again. Probably do the same damn thing.
I had not planned this for this segment, but I'm going to do it anyway because in 2011, Barack Hussein had the reflecting pool there between the Washington Monument and the steps. He had that all supposedly cleaned up, and here's what people said right after that project was completed.
Being just cleaned and opened up a month ago, looks like nothing was done. It's real nasty.
That's because nothing was
The
done.
pool was closed for almost 2 years and underwent a $34 million renovation
$34 million that turned out to be $40 million.
project.
It'd be nice if it was clearer water so that one could reflect without seeing the algae.
The first thought was, oh, that's kind of nasty.
Okay, so first of all, find out what Barack did with the $40 million, because he didn't spend it on that reflecting pool. It was not done. There was nothing done to that reflecting pool. He gave that money to somebody, probably a friend who donated money to him, or maybe to some, I don't know. But that money went somewhere. It didn't go into that pool.
Right. Well, I grew up going to the reflecting pool and the mall, and it's always looked like crap. And apparently, as we just heard from the audio, the people after he did the renovation, the great cleaning up of the pool, it didn't look any different
because he didn't do it.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything to it. It looks like a muddy-ass creek, or it did until Donald Trump got in there. And, of course, the Babylon Bee, their headline, Trump unveils plans to turn reflecting pool into a humongous water park. And it does. It looks like he's got the slides and all that. But anyway, he cleaned it all up. They hauled out a number of 18-wheeler tractor trailers full of junk out of that thing. Trash,
toss crap in there.
Everything. He went last week and drove the beast through there.
Right.
All the way through the reflecting pool and put it on video, and I put it on the X account. And now the guys are painting it because he wanted it to be American flag blue. That's what he called it.
Right.
I want it to be American flag blue with clear water. So the guys are painting it American flag blue on the bottom so it reflects back up through the clear water. There was a lawsuit filed yesterday by the same people who are suing him over the ballroom. You can't do this. You can't do this. Barack spent $40 million to do nothing. Absolutely nothing was done to that reflective pond. $40 million. Trump has spent $1.3 million, and it looks like the most beautiful Olympic swimming pool you're going to find anywhere.
It looks like it's supposed to look, which is majestic. And again, you heard the woman say reflective, and this is why they hate him, though. This is what they don't get about Trump, okay? And they don't get about the American people, okay? This is why Barack Obama spent 8 years talking about how much we suck. It's loaded into the psyche of your average progressive that no matter how much you benefit or how much money you make off of this country must suck. And people who love this country and who feel this country is exceptional must be Nazis and fascists and horrible people. And that's the idea they proceed from. And so they've never understood that Donald Trump actually reflects the American people who love this country. Well, and the physical things that he's doing to the mall and the White House. People love this stuff. People who love this country love this stuff.
Keep in mind, we have coming up our 250th birthday.
Yeah.
That's why President Trump is doing all these things, to make this place really shine on the worldwide stage. And that pool, that reflecting pool, as they call it, is going to really shine on the international stage, looking with that beautiful. I have that in my swimming pool, and it's gorgeous. You light that thing up, and it's just beautiful with that blue in the bottom. So, they have to just have it look like crap because they hate the country. That's why. They don't want this country to shine or look good. They just hate it.
They don't want to celebrate 250 years of this country. They think it's awful that we're doing this.
So since Pam Blondie was fired, we've had a major change at the Department of Justice. Todd Blanche is doing a good job. He's been in for 39 days, and here are some of the things that have happened just yesterday. As Trump designated TDA, Trinidad as a foreign terrorist organization last year. Just yesterday, they announced that 25 members have been arrested, 80 firearms popped, 18 kilos of drugs, $100,000 in cash, fentanyl, coke, meth, X, not the website X, but ecstasy.
Right.
Six states, and the note I made to myself was a new AG. Here's some other stuff that he has done. Democrats charged for being a CCP agent. CPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, indicted for funds to the KKK. Fauci advisor David Morin's charged over COVID. Somalian daycares raided in Minnesota. Comey charged for the 8647 and more charges against Comey. 9 foreign scam centers busted. Cladera sued for visa fraud. 25 plus TDA members charged. Rogue prosecutors purged. Firing squad is reinstated federally. Fraud division has been launched. The legal gun deregulation has been going on. And I want to give Todd Blanche one more thing to do because he's investigating all these folks. He's got more inside the Department of Justice and the CIA to investigate. Let's listen to the commie John Brennan on M. Snow yesterday.
He has succeeded largely in turning DOJ and the FBI into political arms of his political operation. What still exists in the system to slow that down?
Well, I think, as Liz mentioned, there's still a legion of professionals in the law enforcement environment, the Department of Justice, as well as the CIA and other places, the ones who are refusing to follow politically motivated prosecutions, those who are refusing to support any type of political activities on the part of the Trump administration.
Okay, they need to be all those that he's mentioning in the deep state and the CIA, the Department of Justice, anywhere else who are not following direct orders. They are being insubordinate. They need to be fired. Some of them need to be prosecuted. I hope Todd Blanche will get on that as well.
Well, they're going through. I mean, I was reading about Gorka and also the counterterrorism stuff, and how they're going through every layer of government, at least attempting to get rid of people who are either, were actively working against Trump or working against this country. They're like a rot you have to clean out from the government. Whether you're talking about the FBI, the CIA, the DOJ, you got to get rid of these people. Absolutely. Yeah.
We are Ware and Rima, KTSA, Wealth Watch Advisors. There's so many drive-through investment firms out there. They're just everywhere on every street corner. How do you know who you can trust with your hard-earned money to do the decisions that are right for you and your family? Well, I want you to know my friends at Wealth Watch Advisors. They have offices right here in San Antonio. In fact, this is where they're from, Wealth Watch Advisors. Different kind of planning firm. They focus on so much more than just investments, okay? Their fiduciary advisors take the time to truly understand your entire estate concerns, and then they come up with strategies to address every last one of them. That includes things like tax mitigation, estate and legacy planning, retirement income mapping, insurance concerns, a whole lot more. This is a one-stop place for you. Everybody's situation is different and unique. Yours is different than mine, okay? And you have to have a specialized approach, and that's what they do at Wealth Watch Advisors. The big box firms, well, they give clients generic investment options, but at Wealth Watch Advisors, they customize a plan to you, specifically for you. Unique strategies that will address your concerns. So just do this. Schedule a real quick conversation today and see if this makes sense for you. Real simple. No pressure, no high pressure. Just people who really get it and who are going to be looking out for you. Get in touch with Wealth Watch Advisors, 210-249-5360, 210-249-5360, 249-5360 or wealthwatchadvisors.com. This message is paid advertisement. Endorsement. Investment strategy services are offered through Wealth Watch Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, and past performance does not guarantee future results. AccuWeather, mostly sunny, a few clouds around 86 for the high. Right now, sunny, 69, KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots. Let's start at 281 southbound at Danella. Accident with 2 left lanes blocked. 410 northbound Culebra, that's a stall center lane. Southbound 35 Walters, 2 left lanes blocked with an accident. And this wreck on the east side at I-10 westbound North WW White. This is our heaviest delay right now. Accident with 2 right lanes blocked. They're diverting traffic onto the frontage road. Stop and go from FM 1516, so it's going to set you back about 55 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Breaking news, bold analysis, and the stories shaping our future. News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 1071.
Okay, so our friends over at Quarter Moon, I've been talking about them for over 30 years here on KTSA. That's Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. At Quarter Moon, they dial in on what you need. If you've got a problem with your plumbing at your home, you got a leak of some kind, a faucet, you got a water heater that's gone out on you, whatever it is, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC is here for you. But we are headed into the warm time, the hot time of the year, and your comfort is folds into safety. And if the AC isn't working properly, number one, it's going to be costing you money every month with high bills, high energy bills. But number two, you're not going to be comfortable. You're not going to be safe in your home. So that's why Quarter Moon has introduced the Breathe Easy package. Have them come on out. What they'll do is they take it apart and they clean it all out because humidity getting trapped in there, bacteria starts to grow, and the next thing you know, you got allergy issues inside the house and an awful smell as well. Quarter Moon cleans all that out for you, and then they install a UV light. And what that light does is it kills all the other bacteria before it can really develop. That's what Quarter Moon could do for you, but so much more. Staying cool in your home with a great AC system, that's muy importante, and your friends over there at Quarter Moon will take care of that too. Just call Quarter Moon. It's one phone call, and it'll do it all for you. Quarter Moon, 210-651-5899.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
President Trump doesn't trust backstabbing rhino Chip Roy because Chip Roy betrayed MAGA. Roy backed Liz Cheney and pushed to impeach President Trump.
President of the United States deserves universal condemnation for impeachable conduct.
Then Chip Roy helped illegal aliens avoid deportation. And Roy even supported perverts and predators by siding with Gavin Newsom and the trans lobby to push transgender surgeries for children. When we fought back, Roy told MAGA voters,
"You can kiss my ass."
MAGA Mays Middleton stood with President Trump against perverts and predators, stopped radical transgender surgeries for kids, banned men from girls' sports, kicked trans perverts out of women's restrooms, and MAGA Mays banned radical Muslim groups from buying property in Texas and is stopping Sharia law in Islamic enclaves. That's why President Trump called Mays a MAGA champion with a conservative record that is second to none. MAGA Mays Middleton for Texas Attorney General.
Political ad paid for by the Mays Middleton campaign.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
San Antonio's most listened to news talk station, 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
From bow walls to Democrats, we got the crap covered for you. Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Trump goes to China today. It's late in the
see
show.
What I did there?
Yes, I saw what you did there. I did. Very, very well done. Trump goes to China today. There's no dealing with whomever he's dealing with in Iran. He's going to China to meet with Xi. I guess on Thursday he'll meet with him directly. You and I have been talking all morning about how I think we both agree that stuff's going to start going down in Iran, especially I think you mentioned probably while he's in China.
Could.
Because China is basically Iran's big brother, I mean, to a certain extent, and China's in a bad way right now with us doing what we're doing in Iran. And we've been talking back and forth not back and forth, but about how nothing has really been happening with these negotiations. The crazy guys, or whatever that constitutes the leadership of Iran, is making demands of us. Trump, I love the line where he said, I couldn't even finish reading it as far as their proposal over the weekend. It's garbage. And now he's going to China. And, yesterday, the Department of Justice announced about this mayor in Arcadia, California, Eileen Wang, who allegedly was basically working for the Chinese government, the communists.
Oh, she was.
She
pleaded
propaganda.
guilty, yeah.
She pled guilty to it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think those are connected as far as when this came down with her and this trip to China?
Very possible. Look, the major question of this is how many more are there?
Well, yeah.
Because there has to be more. So how many more exist that are doing this? And number two, did she know Eric Swalwell? Because apparently he had a thing for Chinese spies. So it's very possible that he was with her too. I don't know.
I'm saying, does Trump go to China and say, hey, we're going to start rooting out all your people that you have here?
Well, it's possible, or he's using it as leverage, is I think what you're saying. That's certainly possible. I think he may go and in the back channel way tell Xi, we're going to, because, it came to light yesterday, they have been going around the sanctions to get oil to China.
Right.
Iran has been going around the sanctions. So, I can see a scenario where he would say to him, look, we're just going to wipe these people out, but we'll guarantee that we're going to continue the oil flow. It's not going to
I just feel like stuff's about to start happening.
None of us know.
We don't know.
It's pure, speculation.
This back and forth that we've been looking at for the past 70-odd days.
74.
I
started the show this morning by saying he just needs to bomb the hell out of them and open up the Strait of Hormuz. They need to play by our rules. Right now, we're playing by their rules. And what happened is Donald Trump is starting to fall in the same pattern that every president since Jimmy Carter has fallen into, and that is letting Iran run the show. Iran ain't running this show. Iran needs to know who is running this show, and it is us. So now that France is sending a ship and UK is sending a ship, open up the Strait of Hormuz, get everything flowing through there again, bring down the prices here, win your midterms, and then if you have to wipe, and you're right about the religious zealotry, if you have to wipe them all out, wipe every one of those people out that are in a leadership role, that are running the National Guard, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard there, wipe them all out. Do what you got to do, but you don't be led around by them. You lead them around.
Well, yeah, my take as far as the zealotry or the crazy people, whomever we're dealing with, you don't make demands of the U.S. unless you don't care or it's making a statement or whatever. You're not making demands of the U.S. that you're going to get, right? They have to know he's not going to acquiesce to any of that crap.
They have a whole long list of demands for us, and then they're going to do one thing, and that is open up the strait. No, you don't understand. You don't understand how this works. You're not in the powerful position right now. We are. We hold all the cards. We're going to tell you how it is. And if you don't like it, we're just going to kill all of you. We're just going to get it over with.
That's what I'm saying. I know I'm repeating myself, but it seems like they don't give a crap.
Sure.
Because why would you do that?
Fine.
Unless you don't give a crap whether your country continues to exist or not.
Mohammed, whatever your name is, $1. Boom.
Right.
Because that's the only way you're going to get. You have to deal with these people this way. Otherwise, Sean, it's on a track to being the same thing it always has been for 47 years, and Trump can't have that happen now.
Well, no, he can't.
He's got to close the deal.
Well, yeah, because we keep dealing with the same thing, which is we're close to a deal. Oh, the bombs are going to start falling. Oh, no, wait, we're close to a deal. Back and forth. And I don't know. I don't really have a good argument for why I believe this. I just think the China trip is significant to what's going to happen next. And
we've been saying that all morning. There's a reason this is coming at this time.
Right.
Okay, I want to tell you, we are Ware and Rima, KTSA. I want to tell you about my friends over at Own Well. I was just talking to one of the Own Well people a little while ago, and they have put out a statement to their customers like us. Nancy and I have been partners with them for a very long time, and they have saved us thousands of dollars on our home value and property tax and all that stuff. This year, a lot of people's property taxes came in at a decent level in Bexar County and some of the other surrounding counties as well. So people are saying, well, maybe I don't have to protest this year. No, you do. You do. And the deadline is coming up this Friday for you to file your protest, and here's why. In Bexar County in particular, while they're holding some of the evals close to where they were before, maybe going up a little bit, they're about to hit you with a major rate increase, okay? Bexar County commissioners are about to go up on a major rate increase for Bexar County and San Antonio on your property taxes. And so you want to make sure that you go in and you do file your protest and you do reset everything so when they hit you with a rate increase, you're in a much better position for the rate increase. And the only way you can do that is with our friends at ownwell.com. Mention Trey Ware at ownwell.com, and it takes you 3 minutes to sign up, and they do everything else. And they can save you a lot of money on your property taxes. I've seen it happen. It's happened for us in a number of years. So even though your eval didn't go up all that much, and you're thinking, I ain't going to bother with fighting my property taxes this year, there's no fight to it. They handle everything. It takes you 3 minutes, literally. But when they reset that rate, you're going to want to be in a better position this year for that rate reset. So ownwell.com, log on right now. Takes you 3 minutes, ownwell.com.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Now more than ever, Texas energy security is national security. That's why Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick have endorsed Jim Wright's re-election to Railroad Commissioner. Jim Wright understands how important Texas energy is to make sure we keep America first. Jim Wright is focused on making sure hostile foreign nations can never have direct ownership or indirect influence on Texas energy. And he's not stopping there. Jim Wright will keep radical militant Islamists out of Texas energy, protecting our infrastructure and our future. Look at Jim Wright's results. Record oil revenues topping $6 billion, fueling our economy. Jim Wright knows energy independence is national security, keeping Texas strong and America secure. He'll always stand firm for Texas. Jim Wright, protecting Texas energy, securing America's future. Re-elect Jim Wright for Railroad Commissioner. Election day is May 26th. Political ad paid for by Texas Now PAC.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Energy-efficient windows built to last. Call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth appearing before lawmakers in both houses of Congress today. We'll take a closer look coming up at 10 o'clock. A former mayor in California pleading guilty to working for China, and this as President Trump is headed there today. An extreme heat, likely the cause of one man's death. He was found near railroad tracks in southwest Bexar County Monday. He was likely part of a human smuggling operation. KTSA News Time 9:35.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Let's start with this accident, I-10 westbound at North WW White. This is now a 25-minute delay. The wreck is in the left lane as you stop and go from Foster Road. I-10 westbound Probat, disabled vehicle left shoulder, and 410 westbound Jackson Keller. That broken down vehicle has been moved off to the right shoulder. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
Enjoy the pleasant temps today. It'll heat up for the rest of the week. Mostly sunny with a high of 86 this afternoon. Clear to partly cloudy. Comfortable tonight. 63 along the Riverwalk and 56 in the Hill Country. Partly sunny on Wednesday, the high up to 89. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
By now, 72 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 1071.
9:36. The guy who's responsible for our beautiful Alamo Museum, Phil Collins, Okay. You know, Donald Trump has taken us into a whole new era that goes without saying. But there are many on the Republican side who are not happy with that new era, including his former Vice President Mike Pence.
I think Republicans face a new time of choosing whether we're going to stay on the path of the traditional conservative principles that have always defined our party for the last half century, or whether we're going to follow the siren song of populism unmoored to conservative principles. And there are loud voices in and out of government, some of which have been able to influence the new Trump administration in ways that are taking our party and our movement far afield from those traditional conservative underpinnings. And where we've always been the party of a strong defense, and we see America as leader of the free world, the arsenal of democracy. There are a rising chorus of isolationist voices in the Republican Party. What
the hell are you talking about? Everything that they complain about is we're involved in too many foreign countries.
About that in my book, where we've always been a party committed to low taxes. And
Michael, no tax on tips, no tax on your Social Security, no tax on overtime. What is going on?
Including low tariffs and free trade. Now, as we witness the president impose unilateral tariffs on friend and foe alike.
Okay. Stop. We tried it your way. We tried it your way for a very long time in this country. And what did it get us, Michael? Your way sucks, okay? And the new way is the way of getting things done. You see, that's the thing about Trump. He's not a Republican. He's not particularly a conservative. The man is a problem solver. He sees a problem. Like, I'll give you an example. You were in politics for a long time when Iran was taking advantage of Americans and killing Americans. Why didn't you do anything about it?
Good point.
You were in politics and you were in a leadership role when China was ripping us off to the tune of billions of dollars every single day, not only in goods and services, but also in intellectual property as well. Why didn't you do anything about it? Why didn't you stop it? I could go on and on with a list here of how people and nations have been taking advantage of the United States of America, and whether it was you or John Boehner or any of the others who told us, you elect us and we're going to fix all this. All you got to do is elect us Republicans and we're going to take care of it. And you never did a damn thing to fix any of it. And now you got a guy in there who's actually doing it. And you want to go back? You want to go back to the way it was, Mike Pence? You're nuts. I would say you're drunk and you need to go home, but I know you don't drink. You're just crazy. You know what? Trump broke you too.
Well, did I hear a book mentioned there?
Yeah.
You know, Mike Pence, look, if you compare a guy like Mike Pence to a guy like Trump, I would submit to you Trump actually does represent more traditional conservative values than a guy like Mike Pence, who is the very epitome of the institution. I'm not going to get into his bull crap about, unfair tariffs on friends and stuff like that. All of these tariff agreements were unfair from day one. But as far as smaller government, you said it. Lowering taxes, getting rid of taxes, and shrinking the size of government. Okay, supporting the free market system, supporting a person's independence to pursue their dreams, however they want to pursue it. That's Donald Trump all over the place. Strong defense. Strong border. I mean, all of this stuff is Donald Trump, and you're right. He's been about it. This guy was in D.C. for how long? This guy was in the system for how long inside the institution, and what did he accomplish?
So Jack says this a lot, and we're going to bring him in here in a few minutes, but Donald Trump was not a conservative Republican.
No, well.
As far as the movement is concerned, the movement already existed. You mentioned going to D.C. for, an event that was coordinated with the movement. The movement already existed. We didn't have a leader, and we were looking for a leader. So we tried all these guys, all these white-haired, really straight-laced, we're conservative, and we're going to take care of you. If you just elect us, we're going to take care of you. We're going to fix all this stuff. And we would vote for them, and they never did anything about it. Donald Trump came down the escalator and he said, I'll do something about it. And he became the leader of the movement that already existed. And so Mike Pence wants us to go back to trusting guys like him to fix things.
Right.
He ain't going to fix squat, nor is any of the others that are out. That's my problem with John Cornyn.
Well, yeah, it's, again, ineffective, institutional guys who love the status quo and want to be a part of the status quo and don't. That's what I mean. I've never thought of Donald Trump as a Republican or, sort of the idea of a modern or a conservative in general. Certainly not. But as far as what he does, as far as what he's accomplished and what he continues to accomplish, it's all stuff that the Republicans and conservatives have been saying for a long time they want, right?
Sure.
He just went out and did it. And that's why they hate him, too, because he's not one of them.
Donald Trump is a fireman.
Yes.
Your house is on fire.
Right.
He's going to put the fire out. We trusted Paul Ryan to do that.
Oh, God.
What did he do?
Yeah, right.
What did John Boehner do besides cry and smoke cigarettes? That's all he did.
Right, and get a decent buzz on, right.
Denny Hastert. What did Denny Hastert do? Nothing. These guys kept throwing themselves at us, and I put Mike Pence in that group.
You said for a long time, I know Riccardi said it, everybody's said it. Okay, these guys love being on the defense. They don't actually do anything. Again, that's why they equally hate Donald Trump, because he reveals them to be, as pointless as they actually are, because he's accomplished stuff. He does stuff. You're right. He fixes problems. But a lot of the stuff that he does is what we've heard from conservatives for as long as you and I can remember. He just went about doing it.
Absolutely right. Paul Ryan.
Oh, God.
All right, we are Ware and Rima, KTSA. AccuWeather forecast, mostly sunny. Few clouds around high of 86.
Oh, music for you, Trey.
Thank you. 71 and sunny right now at KTSA.
Good Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Working an accident at O'Connor at Crosswinds Way, northeast side of town. I-10 westbound North WW White. That wreck is still in the left lane. 10-12 minute delay has you slow from Foster Road. And we did clear the wreck at 410 westbound Vance Jackson. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, it's Sean. You know, we've had some pretty bad storm action over the past few weeks, actually the past few months. We are also coming up on the hot season here in South Texas. You know that can do a real number on your roof. I'm not a roofer. I don't know what I'm looking at. That's why I have Stevens Roofing come on out. In fact, they've come out twice to look at my roof. It doesn't cost me anything, won't cost you anything. It's a free roof inspection that is quite comprehensive. They go over every square inch of your roof. And as with us, the second time, we didn't even know we had a problem. Stevens Roofing comes down after being up there for like an hour and a half and shows us on the computer, my wife and I, exactly where we have some issues that can become very serious issues if you don't do anything about it. Then he called our insurance agent for us. That guy came out and went up there. So if you want Stevens Roofing and Solar to come on out and give you a free roof inspection, just call them up, and they'll come on by 210-750-994. Look them up online at stevensroofing.net.
These are today's top headlines.
President Trump is considering restarting combat operations in Iran as talks have deadlocked. The president lands in China for high-stakes economic and strategic meetings with Xi Jinping. The annual inflation rate in April jumped higher than expected, with prices up 3.8%.
Don't miss a thing. Stay connected for whatever's next.
News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 107.1.
Hey, it's Sean. You know, I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. I've been a homeowner now for about 8 years, and you know how stressful it can be when you have an issue with anything in your home, whether it's your AC, whether it's your electrical, your plumbing. Especially this time of year, you really need that AC unit and system to be doing its job. Now, maybe you've had somebody else come out to your place and tell you need, let's say, a whole new AC system. They're trying to upsell you on something that you probably don't need or maybe don't need. That's why I should have my friends at John Wayne Service Company come on out and take a look at your AC system. It's a second opinion you can trust. Plus, they'll give you a free estimate if you do need some work on your system or if you need a new system. But, again, you can trust their second opinion as opposed to somebody else rolling in and just telling you need a whole new system. So talk to my friends at John Wayne Service Company, whether it's your AC system or your heating and electrical, your plumbing, any of that stuff, they can take care of it for you. 210-293-6700 or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hi, it's James. I'm the owner of Patriot Driving Cleaning, proudly offering professional driving cleaning here in San Antonio for a flat rate of $95. Schedule today at cleanmydryerevent.org. That's cleanmydryerevent.org. Patriot Driving Cleaning, veteran-owned, veteran-proud, and veteran standards.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to GoodRx.com/weight loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
Well, we know the benefits of having great hearing aids and being able to hear well. That's exactly why I've been telling you now for a long time about Hear, H-E-A-R, here in Texas. But did you also know there are problems with health that are associated often with poor hearing? Things like balance issues and early onset dementia. If you or somebody that you know suffers from hearing loss, as I do, I want you to see Hear in Texas. Simply the best. They will do a complete evaluation of your hearing to find out what's going on so they can prescribe for you the right fix that's for you. You see, there's no cookie-cutter approach with the team at Here in Texas. They are a team of hearing specialists, and they're ready to work for you today. They accept TRICARE and other insurance as well, and they have a wonderful subscription service, so when the technology updates, as it does frequently, you just get a brand new pair of hearing aids. Find out more today by logging on at Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com. Have your hearing tested today at the best in Texas. That's Here in Texas, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad.
Huh?
I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Kinetico.
Kinetico? You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Kinetico.
Not me.
Everybody knows Kinetico is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Kinetico is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh,
East Coast
son,
little
you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Kinetico.
Kinetico. Spell it Kinetico.
The last water softener you'll ever own. KineticoSA.com.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks. It's about comfort, safety, and function, too. Trey Ware here with Safe Showers and Bathwise. They have now joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more. They're the same trusted people, same great service, and now a whole lot more for you and your new bathroom remodel. New Bath Today still offers beautiful new showers, tub-to-shower conversions, walk-in tubs, and safety upgrades, but now they've expanded to include more complete bathroom remodeling, including toilets, flooring, vanities, and more. So whether you want a safer shower or a total bathroom refresh, I recommend you get in touch with New Bath Today. They can help you create a bathroom that looks better, feels better, and works better for your life. You get quality products, expert installation, and a smoother experience from start to finish. And right now, get $1,500 off your new shower plus low monthly payments. Get your free quote today at newbathtoday.com. New Bath Today, the same trusted team now with more for your bathroom. newbathtoday.com.
Get the latest local news, weather, and traffic online at KTSA.com. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
All right, it's Ware and Rima, KTSA, and Jack Riccardi's joining us ahead of Jack in 60, which is coming up at 10:03. Jack, you and I were just talking. This is something I wanted to bring up with you, and that is the – oh, wait a minute. We've got to turn you on there.
You're not going to bring up the diapers, are you? That's what we were just talking
about.
Diapers.
Yes. Let's talk about adult versus child.
Oh, my God.
Well, Costco and Gavin Newsom, somehow has been doing the diaper thing and sending all the money to his wife. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
You burn Palisades down. Yeah. His wife makes all the money on the event, and now his wife's making money off all the diapers out there.
Diapergate, I guess.
Right. When you go to Costco and buy them for much cheaper. Anyway, listen.
Yes.
We should have the 28 election by applause, don't you think? I mean, that's the way we should settle it.
There you go.
Who cares about voting?
Yeah, no need to have mail-in ballots or none of that. Yeah,
forget all that.
Nationwide applause.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, everybody.
They're listening to us anyway. Just have your phone nearby. They'll
Yay!
know. Yeah.
What we're talking about. Go ahead and say.
Well,
explain
Trump was in the Rose Garden. He was doing this police week thing. And you could see the mischief. This was not written for him or planned, right?
Right.
He gets an idea. I'm going to do this. So he does by applause. Do you guys like Vance or do you guys like Rubio for 2028? Both of those guys are freaking out, right? And I couldn't really tell. You heard it, right? You heard
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell who got more applause.
Well, but what did he say?
Close.
What did he say? Because he played it well. I think JD got a little more than Marco.
Yeah. Well,
but this is not an
he'll
endorsement.
Keep them off balance the whole time.
Because then he says, and this is in no way an endorsement of either one of you. I'm not endorsing either one of you.
Right.
I mean,
although the betting markets are now heavily in Rubio's favor.
100%. We're going to miss the heck out of him. I'm just saying. When he leaves the Oval Office and becomes mayor of New York City to replace Mamdani,
right?
Because that's his next move. Yeah. We're just going to miss him.
Or Pope.
Well, that could happen.
Pope Don.
Leo and I had
a lot of goals there.
I hear the artwork's wonderful.
Yeah.
They love a lot of gold out there in the Vatican. I'm going to bring more gold out there, the best gold you've ever seen.
And I was just thinking, you guys here, you need a ballroom. Okay, we need to build a ballroom here
in Vatican City.
Seriously.
The Vatican needs a ballroom.
You're an important place. But he's so – I think I heard you talking about this once, that he's so genuine in a sense, and that he doesn't try to pander to this group or that group by trying to act like that group or imitate them. He's just Donald, and he talks the same to everybody.
Well, I think it's so powerful that he'll go to Iowa and traipse around at the state fair in the blue suit,
Absolutely.
red tie.
Right.
Every other politician makes a stop at Walmart or whatever and gets the
flannel shirt.
The flannel
Levi's,
shirt.
right.
They look ridiculous in it. John Thune looks ridiculous, and he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
And I think people love that. He doesn't put on a different accent when he talks to different groups like every other politician.
He's genuinely funny, too. I mean, like yesterday, the road. I mean, he's just a funny guy.
When the noise overhead, and he goes, oh, and he looks up and he goes, is that a drone? I thought that was a drone. Those things can be deadly.
Right.
Those drones can be deadly,
Right.
Something else. We were just talking about this Mike Pence piece where he's saying, we need to go back to traditional Republicans and conservatism, strong defense, low taxes, all those things are what we need to do. Donald Trump is not the way of the future. And I rolled out names like Paul Ryan and John Boehner and Denny Hastert, all these guys that were there. But we could add people like John Cornyn to that discussion, and certainly John Thune, who's been a complete and utter disappointment, particularly on the Save America Act.
Right.
He's buried it. It's not going to happen as far as he's concerned. Who thinks we want to go back to those days? It's like Mike Pence is saying those are some glory days that we need to return to.
I'm going to go a little darker than you.
Please do.
Because not only do I think, I agree with everything you guys said, and they're just comfortable being losers.
Right.
They're comfortable being the number two,
You've said it 100 times. I
But
want to say it.
when you look at how the world wants us to go back to our proper place, this is what the whole Carney thing is about. I think these guys like Pence are, if not part of that, at least in concert with that. Like if they're not in on that conspiracy, they're very sympathetic to it.
That's why he mentioned the tariffs specifically. He said, we're for free trade and low tariffs and all that.
Free trade benefits them, doesn't benefit us.
Right. Every country was screwing us for years now, and he wants to go back to that.
That's a traditional
no, thank
conservative
you.
value is getting screwed in our international deals.
I read this morning on the air that the first 3 months of this year, and it has continued beyond that, we just have the numbers for the first 3 months, each month, $300 billion in exports out of this country. Right. The highest level in the history of our country in 250 years. Right. And they want to take us back to flipping that upside down? I don't think so.
No. But it's going to take, so I agree with you guys, but it's going to take successors to Trump who can eloquently and clearly state the benefits of this.
Right.
I think Vance and Rubio are up to that, but they're going to need like Senate candidates and House candidates and, they're going to need a cadre of people. There should be a training center somewhere or something, right? Because they got to learn how to talk this way.
Right.
One guy I've been playing the sound from who's got it, who understands it, is Spencer Pratt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he says, I ain't a Republican. I ain't a Democrat. I'm a citizen who lived with this mess, and I'm here to fix it. And isn't that what I call Donald Trump a fireman? Your house is on fire. You called a fireman to put your house out. Right. That's what he is.
Right. You don't want to call somebody who will assess the environmental impact of putting out the fire and have a study for you in 45 days.
Right.
Yeah, while your house is on fire.
Yeah.
Do you remember, we're all roughly about the same age. Do you remember
Thank
when
you.
Do you remember when celebrity roasts were fun?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, they were so, because they were so like they all knew each other.
Right.
And I feel like now it's vicious because they don't really know each other, so they're just looking for like the clickbait moment. I mean, Nikki Glazer's very funny, I'll give her that, but like I don't feel like she really knows the people she's making the jokes about. Like Foster Brooks knew Bob Hope or, whoever.
Don Rickles.
They all hung out. They all knew each other very well.
They knew
tremendous,
each other.
yeah.
And now I mean, I hate to give this Davidson guy even more time, but it's so dark. And maybe I'm getting to be, older to the point where I just can't stomach that kind of, I guess you call it humor. There's just something really dark and mean about it. Those guys were mean and insulting.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, there was a familiarity. They knew each other.
Right.
Now it's like,
because it was for the moment back then, and now it's for, Instagram or TikTok. So
right. And it's no fun at all.
Not as much fun. Not as
much fun.
Rickles would turn to Nipsey Russell and say, Nipsey, go get my car and bring it around front. I'll be leaving in a minute. You couldn't do that now.
Yeah, or don't move into my neighborhood.
But you know what? They were great friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Gene Kelly say, Gene, it's over.
But
All right, go on.
But
Give it
it
up.
wasn't a joke about killing Nipsey Russell.
No.
Hey, Nipsey, why don't you just die? He wouldn't do that.
No.
You know, but that's what Pete Davidson and Jimmy Kimmel and the rest of them think is funny.
Yeah.
What's funny about death? Anything?
I haven't found it yet, but I'll let
Thank
you
you.
know.
Well, it's like you say a lot, we say a lot on this show, that it's a kind of a normalization of the idea of it, of that you don't like somebody politically or whatever, then,
that's
wishing
what we're
them
doing
death
now,
is
right?
somehow kind of
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
and you're enabling people who might, try something.
Got to normalize
Absolutely.
it, and the way you do that's make it funny.
Yep.
All right, Jack. Well, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because I'm going to give you this right here.
Put me in, Coach.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady's hitting the field right
Oh.
now.